we have Isuak Adaptix and Seb. Um, Isuak's interesting. I don't think I've seen any Isuak post Vantage Point. Um, but no doubt there's some strong things you can do. Um, Jinteki has an excellent new agenda in Lotus Haze. I don't know whether that's what this deck's doing, to be sure. Um, the Red Room as well, potentially a way to um, protect agendas while they're on the table.
So, I mean, one of the other
Uh,
things that jumps out to me about Iswak is the possibility of Go. Is Iswak has
oh,
already
wow.
Iswak can already cheat on agenda points. You can cheat really aggressively on agenda points.
Yeah. Yeah, Fuji asset retrieval. No. Yeah, you'd still need to go twice.
No,
What, a 3-2?
I believe if you actually get the slow cook regenesis set up, if you regenesis Troop winner, you can go.
Yeah. Wow. And we see Qualkinator having clicked through a regolith. That gives him lots of money to be able to um, set up what could well be a Mewtwo score right here.
This, I believe, technically does represent a game at the moment. If this is a fully cooked regenesis with a Fuji in the bin and a Mayoshu in hand.
Hmm. But we see the face down in archives shuffled back
Yes, so it
in.
is probably not that.
Um, but with 3 advancements, this could still be something like a Fuji, or this could represent a lot of points here for Qualkinator. And challenging Seb early before he's able to get set up is one of the things that I've found to be quite successful playing into that runner ID. On the other hand, looking at Metrics Go's board state, we see 2 crews and a charm. That represents so much ability to be able to get in. Uh, Clearly, we're not doing that this turn. Um, but starting on next turn, if Quackinator doesn't score this agenda, or if something else gets put in server 1 or otherwise get installed, Seb definitely has the ability to start challenging.
Yes, although the like as much as the crews are excellent and the Devil Charm helps, popping the crews still takes 2 credits, and Matrixco is very short on real money at the moment.
That's very
Now, the
true.
Privilege Access for Friend of a Friend definitely will help out with that.
Absolutely. And Valentina to clear the tag, make some money as well.
Yep. I would also see Coconator just finish advancing and score the Fuji asset. So that was an advancement that was on that turn. So there is still no
Hmm.
Iswak counter.
Yeah. The Cultivate potentially could have been looking for a seamless launch there. But
Yes, absolutely.
Fuji puts metrics go down to no cards in hand, Gormon drawing back up to 1. This is
Thing is, here,
potentially a scary situation.
I'm not sure what the particular threat here is. Measured is not live.
Oh, that's true.
There's no tag floating.
Hmm. Still kind of frightening. When you're playing against an ID that, like Iswak, that doesn't have that much, that doesn't necessarily have an established archetype, it can
Yes.
definitely be frightening as a runner to know.
Simulation reset coming through here.
Ooh, simulation reset. That shuffles the cards we saw off the cultivate.
Yes. I think Simulation Reset might end up being very interesting in the Sev matchup in particular, just because it is a way of rebuying ice that are in archives.
Mm. Yeah,
Now,
that's
reporting
very
the ice
true.
is still potentially a concern, but
Mm.
Fly Spotter Res, purging the Botulus.
Mm. But that's fine. Two crews and a charm means that Metrics Go can absolutely land this
Yes.
transfer if he wants.
Although this is going to burn the crew. Sorry, burn the charm to accomplish this.
That's true, but now with no ice protecting HQ or any central server, Seb can really start accessing with impunity. Doesn't have a Audrey down yet, so isn't going to be able to accumulate counters to challenge the remote. Um, but
Cooking are now very low on credits. Hedge
it's
fund.
yeah, that's a solid recovery from the transfer. And
Although
there's
this
the
full
Audrey.
HQ is still wide open. A lot of fans to potentially come in, look for another transfer. Some
Oof.
cash values here.
A bite though.
The bite is okay. Losing the buffer drive is a little awkward, actually.
Hmm. Yeah, and metrics go, it looks like we'll be ending the turn tagged here, choosing not to pop the wheels to stay safe.
I mean, I
If
guess there's
this
a
is an end
chance
of the
that
line
there's
deck,
unleash. I am not expecting end of the line.
mm, but instead we just see an install in server one. With 3 credits, it looks like it's going to be difficult for Quarkinator to protect this. And on 3 credits as well, we know it's not, say, another bite.
Right.
Um, Best case for Corkinator here is probably a Regolith to get money back up.
And there's never much
Um,
regular lives here, right?
oh, no chance, but it takes away some of Metrics Go's credits. Though with Friendo Spin Doctor, okay. That way you're not giving up an Audrey counter.
Hmm.
But it does look like it at this board state, Quarkinator on 3 credits and no res dice. Seb is very much taking control of the game here.
Yes. And there's still 2 Devil Charms left to go. Last crew just came
Yep.
down.
Yep. With that said, all 3 Praxises are in the bin, as are 2 crews. So we do have limited ability. Um, Only one more crew left before the Ashen Epilogue. And with Buffer Drive in the heap, it's very possible that if the Ashen isn't in the hand, oh, there goes the last crew.
Mhm.
If Ashen Epilogue isn't in the hand, Metrixio might have to slow down with the things like Largo triggers to avoid milling
Right.
that and running out of gas.
And like we have seen bites, and as much as Matrix Go looks to be in a very commanding position right now,
Mm.
if he face plants a bite and the bite hits the Ashen, like suddenly there's
Yeah,
concerns.
absolutely. You're down to what, 16 hit points? That's a fair few. That's not in super dangerous territory yet, but it's still cause for concern.
Especially like if the Ashen is in hand, right? If the Ashen's
Oh,
in the
yes.
stack,
Yeah.
it's very safe.
But then again, if it's in the stack, you probably need to start declining Largo triggers. You can't play the
Yep.
price. Um, or at least you doing each of those is taking on the risk that you lose the Ashen. And Scape Net takes out a Devil Charm.
Yeah, I understand some of the
That's
primary uses of ScapeNet, but I like this is probably not on twinning. Yeah, so it's probably just the charm that puts it off
yeah,
target.
yeah. And for 1 credit to get rid of a Devil Charm, I think you're happy with that. Um, that said, it's going to be difficult for Quackinator to really res any ice that requires the charm in the
Yes.
first place on 3, now 0 credits. Um, again, Seb's ability to just keep a deck down in money hell is really, really powerful. Yeah, Vampire Lion's Mane, you can keep them. How are you going to make use of
How are
them?
we gonna? Yeah. So I mean, both of them have pretty good shapes, but getting them up in the first place is so hard.
Absolutely.
And now Coordinator might just need to click for 3 credits, and that's a very like
Yep. Hey, at least
not
there's
very
no
good place to be.
transfers. At least there's no transfers left in the deck, so you know you're not going to get set back to 0. Um, and there we go, classic Jinteki turn.
Best corp turn ever.
Yep. Hey, what can I tell you? The basic action card is the strongest card in the game. Any deck that didn't use the basic action card, I don't know how you can win a game of Netrunner. And there's the Ashen. Ashen hits Strike Fund, Largo, Transfer, Friendo, Praxis. Pretty good. No crews out. Um,
Well, Praxis is a crew out, kind
yeah,
of.
sure. It's a conditional crew. Like you're sad to see the transfer and the Praxis go, but overall, this seems like a fine set of cards to lose.
hmm
And Eru going to be seeing 3 cards on R&D. There goes Fly Swatter. And send a
The
message.
message. Well, that is one way to get sort of this larger ice rezzed, but
Hmm. And the Bran on R&D is going to all but require Metrix Go's last Devil Charm. With Quackinator on
or at least
5
just entirely
credits?
ignore it with arrow.
Well, yes, that's true. But, you want to be putting a piece of ice on archives anyway to stop the 2 remaining
Praxises, yes, for fight 3.
Praxes?
Praxi? I don't know. Practipodes.
uh, but the downside of putting that ice is you're gonna have to pay to res it. Um, another Brawn. So it's that Brawn that takes away the last Devil Charm. Makes sense. Your Eru accesses are going to be more effective, and there's the last send a message
And
for
there's
the
the send
game.
message, and that's the game.
We have an ob game against what looks to be a stealth Muslihat. That's
Yes.
fantastic. What have we got?
And it actually.
Uh,
Some interesting
was
things. There is a reprise in the heap.
really fun card, for sure. Uh, Obviously, it's very, very conditional and can be difficult to. You don't often get a lot of choice over when you can use it, but when you do, the ability to put anything back into HQ,
Yes.
be that a big piece of ice, be that an agenda in the remote server acting as a pseudo Hermes.
Mhm.
Um, it's very strong all round. Envelopment gets rezzed. Looks like we've got enough temp credits to get through that between the Chesva and the Taka. Um,
Yes.
but we're simply gonna
Still
uh,
fairly taxing.
hmm, but That's No Moon is simply going to make Taka happy and leave.
Still gets most of the bravado credits.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're only getting a single access off of R&D anyway.
Yes.
I think you're happy to just sort of let the envelopment counters tick down,
Mhm.
potentially get through the piece of ice quite easily, maybe on a turn when Orb is already fired
Yes. So one thing
at a
I'm
later
curious
date.
about is whether this layout is on any copies of Direct Access,
Ooh,
which is something I have seen pop up as a one of in some lists, and
yeah.
it is very good tech into op.
Mm. I mean, this is on a Sun Console. This deck is on Sun Console, which is one
Mhm.
of the reasons you'd want to play Direct Access.
But not only that,
Look,
this is on Debbie
ooh, very true, very true.
and
Um,
Touchstone,
hmm. Yeah, that's lots of reasons to want a Direct
which means that
Access.
having one Direct Access that eventually just hangs out at the bottom of your deck and is drawn every
Hmm.
turn is like
Yeah.
and makes Song Conceal cheap. Like it's pretty appealing.
Hmm. I see 7 influence in installed cards on the board and 3 more influence in the copy of the twinning in the heap. So there's absolutely space for I believe it's 1 influence that direct
It's just
access
one
needs.
for Direct Access.
Um, but it looks like we're just going to see the envelopment extracted for an event horizon on HQ. Um,
Mhm.
Possibly telegraphing that HQ is a little flooded. Um,
Although nothing is
or
being
looking to avoid
specific
transfers
to.
as well.
I believe there were two
Yeah.
transfers out.
2 transfers out? Okay. Hmm.
Two transfers out.
Okay. Just a single on R&D.
I mean, just keeping Taka happy.
Yeah, keeping Tucker happy, keeping the corp honest. Taking out a Trank is good. That's a lot of money
Yep.
for the corp potentially.
So this is something that's interesting. I don't think I've seen it come up a whole lot, but the debit credits can be spent during the run, which means they can be spent to trash. And usually I end up making these runs to
Nice.
get into the remote and, spending 7 credits breaking 3 pieces of ice. But
Yeah. No, you sure can spend them during the run. Huh. That's fun. Um, but it does look like here, that's no moon. Um, in a commanding position in terms of credit totals. Um, but I'm not sure how he's going to be able to make proactive progress in this game. With 120 in the heap, maybe there's another somewhere in the stack. Um, but at the moment, it looks like it's just singles on R&D and try and lock the remote.
yeah,
Um,
but I think he's actually in pretty good shape to do that.
that's true, but I've noted one thing I've noticed against oblists is ones with Zato City Grid,
Yes.
um, are able to kind of make credits not matter. Um, or cost enough credits to where, uh, yeah, sure, you have what's that, 28 effective credits, 29? Now more than that. Um, but running through a server over and over again, um, uh, off of Zato Grid is still very, very expensive.
Yes. That is a Let Them Dream in Server 2, which is interesting because it is guaranteed to be game for absolutely no one.
Yep. Yeah.
Now there is the chance Mayoshu, which it would make it game, but
Seamless Myoshu, it would have to be. Or similar.
yes,
I
for exactly this turn, yes.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure I'm seeing Obdex on
I
Seamless
haven't,
Launch,
but
but
could also I guess be Slash and Burn. That'd be a little bit strange given the shown agendas.
true. Yeah.
There's definitely influence available for Seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're seeing a run on server 2. Event Horizon's gonna mean this run probably isn't successful, though Profaco may be more than willing to just give up this one agenda point. It might not change the calculations on for That's No Moon to win the game anyway. Um,
Akira getting a counter for the cost of only Debbie credits is a little awkward.
hmm. It's a little awkward, but I do think Debbie credits are close to as good as real credits at this point in time. If we're going to be challenging the remote over and over again, Muesli Hut has a lot of run events, but probably not enough to make something like the 3 to 4 remote runs we might end up seeing later on in the game.
Yeah, I think Debbie credits are distinctly worse than real credits
Oh, they
if
are.
the remote develops a code gate in particular because of Sankan Seal. Uh,
Oh, very
You'll
good
never
point.
be on a run event if you're clicking Debbie.
Very good point. Okay. Prof, thinking about whether to use the event horizon here to protect the Let Them Dream. Uh, Advantages to protecting it. Obviously, the keep the runner from going to 6 agenda points here. That's meaningful, and we do see it used. Ob is going to search for a 3 cost card. Could be another Maskarovka. Could be something like a Sandstone.
Mhm.
Um, could be a Zato Grid to tax 1 more click. If
I mean, then you just don't have a server, and that's really awkward.
it is, it's going to be the another Maskarovka. That 4 credits each to get past. It's pretty expensive still. Overclock is going to take a lot of the sting out of that, though,
Yes.
for That's No Moon.
And then another thing, of course, is that the ice on R&D is still face down, and there's a Hermes, so it'll be taking a nice vacation.
Yep, yep, absolutely. And that's going to mean another single for That's No Moon, potentially. Uh, could just be another card draw, though. Drawing cards always good. And nothing.
I think it's slightly more correct to take the single by clicking Debbie for the extra credit to spend trashing things, but
That's true. That's true. Doesn't end up mattering anyway.
that's not mattering. Um,
Now, what does Prof Wacko need in order to be able to get out of this situation? Um, My best guess is a Zato Grid in server 2, another piece of ice on server 2, probably something taxing. I'm not sure what exactly that is. I'm not an ob expert.
I'm
But something like a
actually
big code gate on server 2.
okay. Yeah, if there's any um, no, the credit differential one doesn't do anything here. That someone is
Hmm?
too rich, and that's the biggest code gate I can think of. I guess Toxin is a
Well,
code gate.
Toxin is a code gate. I would say Valenshao is still worthwhile here, even though it's not ending the run. If it's still, uh, causing the runner to lose 2 credits and gaining 2 credits for yourself as the corp,
Yes.
you're not going to be able to run through that 3 times before the balances do even themselves out.
The other thing I could say is with like the Stone Master Alpha server looks very soft right now because
Hmm.
Pure Pure got 3 counters last turn.
Yep. So what does that mean for? I guess it's alternating between 4 and 8 credits to get into server 2.
Yeah, it's like that someone can actually pay for a very long time.
Hmm. Yes, especially with the drip econ of both Mystic and Taka,
Hmm.
um, and Touchstone, sort of.
Touch and sort of, yep. And just still drawing econ events like that. This Carpe Diem was off the top last turn. There was a revolver this turn.
Yeah.
Still getting the free draws. Measure response out.
Yep. That's yeah, one fewer way for the corp to be able to claw things back here. Even though it looks unlikely to be able to get a flat line with Vatsnamun's credit total.
It's still
Um,
a way to tax credits.
yeah, absolutely. Um, though Prof Wacko's credits look to be in a tougher spot than
Yes.
Vatsnamun's at the moment. But that can change very quickly, especially out of ob. Extract being a click for 6 and an um, ob tutor is a big
Hmm.
deal.
Especially if it's like, extract and then you put a breaklith in and then you click the breaklith
Yeah,
twice.
yeah, some truly absurd rates at which ob can gain money if required. But we're gonna see that's the one continuing to. There we go. Only a matter of time before the Basalt Spire found its way into the game.
And without the Aeneas informant, you don't print 15 credits every time you run R&D, which made it just completely.
That's true. That's true. But even still, yeah, could see Illumination doing similar things.
Yeah, but even so,
Okay,
you can
three
set up for, okay,
three remote servers. What
so,
are you gonna do about that, Tau? If I don't install any ice,
I mean, draw twice, install some cards.
probably. But you're potentially letting PD get away with a lot, and that's what we see. Anacam Creative definitely a good start. Um,
Yes.
but what are we going to see? Like, if one of these is a humanoid resources, that's a pretty great start for PD here.
Okay, Rest of Tranquility can play top-down solutions,
Ooh,
which will probably install something into Tranquility Home Grid. Okay, so I think we're converting back into a flood the market just off a. Yeah, we're converting back into
yep,
flood the
there we go.
market. and not some iceless PD, which I was excited to see. But
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Flop drawing 4, gaining 2, and then installing on top of the Trank. It's
yep,
a
nice
lot
and
of
fast here.
value, a lot of cards drawn from PD by turn 2 here. We're going
Just
to see the
immediately
Trank
challenging Server 3.
challenged.
No,
If
it's up.
this is a drafter, this is pretty disastrous, but no res.
It's a spin. 4
Puts
credits
the flop on the
is
top,
a
down,
lot of
back.
credits. Okay, pays the 4 credits, goes down to 3.
Yeah.
There's another
Trank's a
creature
very
in
strong
hand.
card.
I mean, Trank is very strong, but
Also means one fewer server for
yes, one fewer servers
fully
means
operational and flood the market. All right, that's money.
money, 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 money.
I think you'll find it's only money, money.
Okay, okay. I mean, it's money, 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 money.
Right, good point. Yes. Six monies. Uh,
So we are seeing
see,
the No Free Lunch come down here, which is a bit of tech for, I think, not this matchup.
that's true. But I mean, easy
It's an
marks,
easy mark,
like,
yeah.
not terrible. Especially when you're on 0 credits. They're going up to 2 at the start of turn.
Yes, going to
There's the humanoid installs and a planogram for yet more money. And with 3 flop servers now set up, Antoine could be threatening a flood the market score out on the next turn. Certainly
yes.
has enough money for it. If one of the remote servers is a synchrocyclotron, we could even see an off-world office.
Okay,
Scored or
coming down
legendary.
here.
Yep. Okay. The 4th server gets set up. These temporary breakers on the side of Megasup are going to let you get into these servers pretty cheaply.
Well, not if they're protected by Sleipnir, or um, what's the force
Scatterfield?
type Scatterfield? Yeah, thank you.
Hmm. That said, those ice are still pretty expensive to res. With the regolith on the board, that's maybe not as much of a
Yes,
worry as it otherwise would be. But you do need to, as the runner, it's always good to force your opponent to start spending money.
yes. But also there's potential for Buzz coming down, excellent help,
Yeah,
really well
Buzzsaw
challenged.
Tungsten.
Uh,
Yeah,
exactly what you want against Scatterfield and Sleipnir.
yep. There we go. We do see server 4 challenged. Drafter goes down for 2 credits and 2 bullets.
Yeah, it's still a slightly
And
awkward number breakpoint, even with. Okay, Synchro Cyclotron coming out.
yep,
Yes, it's excellent hit.
yeah, definitely want to get that off the table, but setting yourself down to 1 credit is
One
not
credit
where you want to be.
is certainly a touch concerning.
Beta build discarded. Is this an Orca
So
knickknack deck
there's a.
now?
I don't believe so. One thing it does do is it rebuys Revolver.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's a very flexible like Revolver propeller. Get a breaking solution now. Use up your counters, and then like actually don't actually use up your counters.
That's pretty good. It's
There's also
expensive though.
I know there's also technique tech with it because let's see, beta build can run a central. Like you can go find a
Mhm.
pizza chow, and that gets you an extra click for your deep dive.
Oh, that's fun. I guess if you've already triggered one Pisha, then it goes back to your grip instead of the stack. That's fun.
Mhm.
But we see another setup turn from Dow here. Makes sense, starting the turn on 3 credits effectively. But this, yeah, fully up for 6 decisions.
Mhm.
Gives Antoine here uh definitely the opportunity to score a luxury line if we see it, and off of those credits, it's possible that's the score out in hand. No, we're just seeing the 6th flop server.
Okay.
Still no ice on centrals.
Yep.
What's Dow gonna do? Install a conduit? Never. Even then, if you're worried about the illumination Pisha combos, the Magic Man style combos, maybe icing R&D is definitely a risk. So
Mhm. This is almost certainly not doing anything Mega Magic slash Magic Man styled.
mm, that's true. But I mean, Pisha conduit even by itself is
Yes.
still strong.
So Fisher going down on reverb.
Reverb as well. That's going to start
Okay.
taxing out the propeller counters slowly but surely.
Slowly.
If we
Yep.
see more installs behind server 3.
Hmm.
Yeah, that 4 trash cost on Trank Grid really hurts.
Really adds up.
The telework that Megasub has installed is going to provide some of the long-term money to be able to deal with that, but it won't last forever for sure, and it is click intensive. Another regolith trash. Yep, one fewer flood server for Antoine. Mandatory draw. Are we going to see the flood score out this turn? Could be a 5-3. Could be any agenda in the deck. And there we go. Powers as well. Brings back
Okay.
possibly a Trank Grid. Um, just continue to burn
Sometimes just
through Cyclotron.
hang out in the and be there's another foot server. So actually, I
Hmm.
wonder if this deck is actually supposed to add like one copy of Big Deal.
I would believe it. With fully operational, you can make
With
lots and
yes, but
lots of
it's
money.
also sort of very win more in some ways, right? Is if you have the five ice, like five servers each with a single ice,
Mm,
then you can make a ton of money. But one thing that it does potentially let you do is essentially bank your flood the market till later in the game
right.
because you can like you can accumulate all your credits while like when you have the flops, when you have the servers,
Mhm.
and then your fast advance tool will work whenever you happen to draw it and not require you to still have the servers at that point in time.
Ooh, that's very true. Um, the trash cost on Big Deal means it
Yes.
could just get trashed out of centrals, but is the runner going to have time to do that if they need to
Yeah,
be challenging
I
all
don't
of
know,
your
but I think
remotes?
it's definitely a thing that I'm like watching this and going, maybe there's something there. Especially there's a regolith with 9 more credits that's been
Yeah,
sitting on it unclicked for the past
yeah.
multiple turns. Like,
Honestly, that regolith is doing more acting as a blank card with trash cost 3 for flood the market than as any sort of econ piece. Well, I guess it's an
yes,
econ piece for fully operational, but
yes.
server 1 finally challenged. We get to see what that card was installed on the very first turn of the game. Probably.
Seeing
Scatterfield
this
goes down for
Battlefield
a
Res,
credit thanks to
for credit.
Tungsten Taylor. What is in server 1?
It's like we do think this reverb is just completely a one-off, right? That like there's not a harmonic package in here somewhere.
With a drafter and a Scatterfield we see, I would be surprised. Though you never know. I am interested in revisiting the harmonic package with reverb now. With just those 3 more harmonics you can put into the deck.
I mean, it's not only reverb. We also got Realic and potentially Reanimation Protocol if you want to import that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, actually, another interesting thing, like that, I should actually test the harmonic package with.
Hmm.
How much influence is Toxin?
2, I believe. That's yeah. Toxin gets like bloop reverb or bloop echo.
With Echo, or
That's kind of something.
like, it also just gets you 2 pieces of ice, and like you need a critical mass of
Yeah,
enough of the ice.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Okay.
And like no one was experimenting with this last set that I saw, but you could still potentially go for a like Tucana setup.
Mm. Okay. We see the Cyclotron resed in server 3 for a Let Them Dream score. That could add the winning agenda to hand.
Add Flood the Market to hand and a Let Them
Yep, flood the
Dream.
market, let them dream. That is threatening the win. Uh, next turn.
Although, how many servers will be left next turn is
I
perhaps a
mean,
question.
Mega Sub only has 5 credits.
That's true, one solar contract.
Sure, but that
But
takes a
we have,
click.
yes.
Like, I think ideal for Mega Sub would be something like click Telework, Sure Gamble, run the reverb, get a click back, trash the run the cyclotron, and maybe you don't have enough money to challenge the wage workers as well.
Mhm.
We could also see one more install here from Antoine.
Yes. Certainly one, or especially if there's the Flood the Market. Is it no, not Flood the Market? The install two, draw two, install two.
Oh, um, uh, top-down solutions. But in fact, we're going to see Nano Management 2 more installs, Wage Workers click, and uh, fully operational up to a
Fully
billion.
operational.
Wait, we're just
Bass.
scoring out now.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Wow. Yeah, that's 4 points in one turn.
Yep.
Eco with 5 counters, 2 cohorts installed. Uh, and a runner here with 3 agenda points and, well, now 6 agenda points and no other board state.
This is definitely looking like was being squeezed out. Went for the run on archives, hoping that the points were there, and they were not.
Hmm. Well, points were there. Unfortunately,
There were
maybe
three of
not the
them.
points you wanted to be
Unfortunately, not
seeing.
the four that were necessary. Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Now I imagine we'll see some reses
Second
here to duck below
Bladderwort.
Bladderwort credits.
Uh, can we duck below? Would have to be we need to see 4 credits worth of reses for this to be the flat line with just the Bladderworts.
There are
Um,
two space downs in Super 6, but
hmm. Are Ayuko's upgrades that expensive? I expect one of the cards in Server 6 to
one
be a Regenesis,
could be a
based on the
Moon
fact that Fuji
Pool.
was in archives.
Yep. Regolith is two. If this is upgrade, Avarice is three,
Hmm. Yeah, Mav and any other asset in Server 6 could be it.
or like Mav in the third FUT, but it doesn't look like that.
Yep.
There's
But
the
I would expect one of the cards in Server 6 to be Regenesis, though.
yes.
Um, but don't know for sure. It's very interesting. Uh, with 2 Fujis out of the game as well, I'm not certain what sort of agenda suites Ayuko lists are on now, but it's very possible that Regenesis is going to start running out of targets here, which might make it difficult for Man in the Moon to get points in into the score area, even if he does have
True.
a really uh, strong board state advantage.
I mean, cohorts do score things fast enough that I think Fine Agenda to score them in Server 6 is fast enough to
That's
beat
true,
the R&D running out game
but
clock.
Server 6 is pretty soft. 2 resed and enemies already
Okay, true.
go down as soon as the runner finds a killer.
Yes.
Um, that said, we see 1 echelon, 3 simul chips in the heap, so maybe finding a killer is easier said than done.
I mean, finding a killer is very easily. There's an echelon in the heap right now.
Fair point.
There's also a Muse in the heap, and I'm seeing the knickknack, so I suspect this is a full set of 3 Muses.
Mm, that's true. What if we don't even need to find a killer to get past the enemies? What if we just sort of
I mean,
run
such as
through
the
and
rush
let the
too, yeah.
subs fire? It's only 2 net damage.
So there's another world which I don't think is real because this ice is too porous. But if this ice
Hmm.
was more solid,
Hmm.
um, you can actually spend credits advancing your agenda faster than you gain credits to Bladderwort and get the Bladderworts ticking again. If you just go advance, 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 or send a message or whatever.
That's true. Yeah,
And the
that
problem is
is a
it's
way to spend credits.
transparently obvious what that is, and
Well,
winning happens first.
who's to say you're not on Erdica Cypher? Um, we do see Man in the Moon single advance the card in Server 6, or one of them.
Mhm.
Um, Curious to see how he chooses to make progress from this state. Flatline could be possible this turn. Actually, how much influence have we seen? Just the Spin Doctors?
Just
Just two
spins.
Spin Doctors at the moment. So this could be a measured response list.
Yes.
Looks like it's not. If
Yeah, I'd
if
expect to
that's
have
the
seen.
case, it's
I'd expect to have seen the measured by now if this was measured response
hmm,
coming in.
that's true. Okay, another card into server 6. And now there is a face down in archives. It's going to be very difficult to check though with the Samuxamon in front of it.
Hmm. Now, like, it is possible to draw, run.
It's
And
possible, but it's taking a big risk that that card is in fact the last agenda. Um,
yes.
it certainly looks possible if we believe the first card in Server 6 is that Regenesis from the previous turn.
Hmm.
But we're just going to see cards drawn and one credit
And one
taken.
credit, which
Makes
is
sense. Oh, of course,
um,
because the lat draw.
yep.
Okay, just resetting
Draw
back
three
to
times
give
and
yourself
then
more of a chance to
yep.
contest next turn. Okay, AU triggered, so looks like not a Regenesis this turn.
Yeah. I guess we do get to find out what it will be instead.
Hmm. I mean, Server 6 could well still be a Regenesis, just possibly the card in Archives wasn't in fact the agenda.
Hmm.
But oh, okay, let them dream turn face up.
Okay.
Regenesis has to score face down agendas, right?
I think so. 1 second.
So this is saying either I have a moon pool. Yeah, agenda's got to be face down. So this is Man in the Moon
Yeah.
saying either I have a moon pool somewhere on this board, or a spin doctor, or you can get into archives and win the game. But scores
Use
let
for
them
let them
dream
dream
puts
and
the
let
let
them
them
dream
dream in
bottom to let them dream.
archives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Okay. Still in the game. But only 7 cards in R&D still. That is not
Yeah.
many. It's possible Man in the Moon won't be allowed to trigger a Yuko anymore. And those cohorts are looking potentially tenuous as well. But the FUT to take 1 card out of Abyss's back's hand, and
Mhm.
potentially more on later turns if we see more scores,
Yes.
is valuable.
Mhm. Hmm. What we definitely don't
Okay.
need is a run event that accesses the bottom card of R&D.
That would be. Wait, that did exist, didn't it? Window? No, was window draw the bottom card of the stack? Showing off? Is that what it is?
Yes, it was showing off.
Showing
Run
off, yeah.
R&D, if successful, when you reach R&D, access cards from the bottom instead of the top.
Amazing. Yeah. Would be pretty good here. Uh in fact. That said, even accessing cards, even though you know one of the agendas is on the bottom of R&D, there's a lot of agendas left in Man in the Moon's deck, and
Yes.
not many places where those agendas could be.
Hybrid release.
That'll do it. That's 2 net damage. And a card installed into server 6.
Mhm.
Could potentially be setting up another agenda score
Well, I mean, these agendas do
this
need to get
turn.
scored.
Hmm. But with 7 cards in the grip and a Nuka with a counter left, this could be a great chance for Abyss Stairs back to start challenging Server 6, challenging R&D and HQ, challenging the foot if you're worried about that, challenging the cohorts. You've got so many options here as the runner.
There's just one, and just challenging R&D potentially can work. There's still agendas outstanding, but also 5 cards remaining is in the you can feasibly just trash them range.
Yeah. Well, we know the bottom card of R&D is a Let Them Dream. I don't think we've had a shuffle since then. The deck seems to be on a fair quantity of trashables.
Yeah, not a whole. Like, there's definitely a decent chunk of non-trashables too,
Hmm,
and this appears to be pretty. Well, I guess
sure.
there's
But this
9
deck
ice on the
seems
board.
this deck seems more asset-y than most, right?
Yeah,
All right, looks like we're challenging server 6. 6 cards in the grip. The anemones will take you down to 5. Botu will end the run though,
yes.
almost certainly. But that is
But
money
if
you've
you
taken out of Man in the Moon's pocket.
it's like just forcing the modifier, forcing the card trash, like
Yeah, it's very true. Okay. And is that no trap, no end the run on the Bottu? What does that mean?
This could be. Does Red Room come with a counter?
No, it doesn't, and it has to be installed on a central anyway. Could be a
Okay.
perfect recall in server 6.
Okay.
Could be Daniela's not enough because Abyss Stairs Back will have the 2 cards in hand required and would win before the foot trigger. But Abyss Stairs Back is going to continue the run. Calling the bluff that there isn't.
So with 2 Fujis stolen, it is impossible to reveal a Fuji to perfect recall to prevent the steal of a Fuji.
That's true. Mitra. That could do it. Mitra into an anemone and then a Daniela. To be
There
clear,
is
I
no
don't know whether we're
ice
on Daniela.
in.
Mitra into a
Archive at the moment, so
Samak
this has to be a
does the same
swap
thing.
with HQ.
There's a Samak in Archives.
Ah, yes, the Samak will do.
Yeah, and that's what we see it swapped for. Do you want to lose the rest of your cards? If that
Fud
is
is further
your...
stolen, so foot damage is not fast enough.
I think at this point the only card that could matter is Daniela. I think in server 6.
I mean,
But I'm not sure.
presumably Bite does also, but
Okay, well, sure. Okay, if the newly installed card in server 6 is not an agenda, then
what about Angelique? Does Angelique do something on?
you access the agenda before the Angelique.
Yes. Yeah. Also, Angelique needs to be
And it is the
because
Daniela. So that's it. Abyss Stairs Back can't steal that agenda this turn. So let them dream, and cohorts are going to score that out
well, the nuke will be
for a
clicked here
flat
for 3
line.
cards.
Oh no, we've still got a click left. But that's still going to put Man in the Moon on. If he wants 5 agenda points and Abyss Stairs Back on 1 card in hand at the start of the next turn.
Yes.
That also means triggering a cohort to trash. Meaning we're down to 3 cards left in R&D, which is looking pretty tenuous. Oh no, but the Let Them Dream puts 1 back. So
Right, but the Lift and Dream puts back an agenda. Like the bottom two,
yeah,
the bottom card right now is still Let the Dream, correct? There's not been a
yes.
shuffle.
There has not, to my knowledge, been a shuffle.
And this Let the Dream gets scored and puts back the
The
Regenesis on
Regenesis.
the bottom.
Yep.
I hope this R&D ice is sturdy.
So either the R&D ice has to end the run, or the last card in R&D... No, there's 2 cards in R&D.
Yes.
So if the ice is porous, and the last two cards in R&D are both trashable, then we could Abyss
Well,
Stairs back could get to the agendas in
there's no score next turn.
could be a hybrid.
There could be a hybrid. Okay, that would tie it. Actually, wait, let's do the classic count the agenda points, because right now we see 11 of them. We know where there are 3 more. That's
3
14. So
more.
there's still
I expect what are we 20 is the magic number?
maybe 20,
I would
yeah.
expect to see a Fuji,
So there's a
2 more
Fuji.
Regenesis. A
And
Fuji, at least 1 Regenesis, and a
well, we know there's a left of Rewind over Genesis. There's a Fuji,
14,
2 more
seventeen.
Regenesises, and maybe a hybrid.
Yeah.
And like now this, okay, but challenging HQ here, force the rest of the Lion's Mane, but now Man in the Moon is at 1 credit, so these Bladderworts are live again.
Yep. That doesn't stop the, oh, it doesn't stop the hypothetical hybrid score, but it does mean R&D ice now has to be a tithe. And I would be surprised if the AUCO lists are on tithe.
Right. Yeah, that's the pay there, and then the jack out. But this is
Not that
actually
that
just
matters because time's been called. So we get 1 access.
1 access, and it needs to be points because
Yep,
nothing else matters. It is Moonful.
that's not points.
So this is a flatline to Bladderwort at the end of the day.
Ooh. Wow. It's very, very close. 4 cards in R&D at the start of turn 12. And being on multiple Gourmand as well to deal with those high trash
Yep.
costs of wage workers, Trank Grid, or being able to take ice out of HQ before it even becomes a flood server.
Yes, and then I've also seen a little bit of just sort of Anarch pop up in ASA.
Ah, yes, yes. Yeah, which is kind of surprising to me. S has always been a very specialist ID in sort of my understanding. So it's super interesting to see ESSA being used as a home for reg Anarch things.
And again, if it's an ID that offers you a smattering of free draw, a really, really good fractor.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, onto the
And
game. We're seeing the classic opener Ice Ice Hedge Fund, no Nuvum trash from Knack, and
okay, no, I guess Newton
Lou
Trash.
Demeron responding with
Oh, you're saying for the first turn.
price. Pretty good price. A solid price.
Yep.
And money. Newham pushing into the remote. Taking 2 credits this time.
Help challenge this remote.
We're going to see a challenge with a rising tide. And no res. No res?
And a Buffalo stolen.
Above the law stolen. Wow. It's definitely a good start for Demeron here. So, so nice to just not have to worry about that 1 in 54.
Yes, and like especially just even scoring out the Buffalo, blowing up Taka would have been fine.
I think it would have been quite good.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah. We're going to see a run on R&D. Descent is going to end the run, but not before Taka gives a twinning counter and a Keiko credit. Demeron, in fact, spending two Taka credits, possibly signaling that planning not to make a run next turn.
Mhm. All right, this twinning with the pair of companions to help charge it and can go
Yeah.
very just nice economically. If
Hmm.
there's a little bit of time, one credit right now is something that will take a little bit of installing stuff with the paladin, getting the Keiko credits
Absolutely.
to actually turn into real money.
Hmm. But even then, with two agenda points already, without having to worry about the above the law trashing the twinning, I think as Lou, you're quite happy to take your time here, just charge up the twinning and say, well, late game, I'm going to have
Yes.
25 credits and a Doom rig and twinning. What are you going to do? Um, okay. Cool. Thinking about uh, their turn here.
Also, I misclicked on the ice install.
Yeah. Um, Key performance indicators, again, getting that free install value. It's very nice card in Nuvem. Uh, yeah, credit positive, giving two advancement counters on the card in server one. So this could
Yeah,
be,
this is just a sequencing thing. Is one
yeah,
of the advancement mode.
that makes sense. Two advancement cards on the card in server one reads to me like a sender message. Sorry, not a sender message, a Basalt Spire. And getting a Basalt Spire this early on is definitely I found one of the big sort of breakpoints in terms of how well or poorly Nuvem ends up doing.
You
The
can definitely
ability
take
to
a
just
fire.
threaten multiple sender messages, uh, measured responses.
Measure
I know what
responses.
I'm
Yes,
talking about.
it is a
Um,
message that you're sending.
yeah,
That is for sure.
the message is death.
I was just going to say
Uh,
this could be a off the books. I
it
have seen
could
a little
be
bit of off the books floating around.
over advanced off the books is strong for sure.
Um, and off the books is no Project Atlas, but I remember that
Mm,
the Bad Publicity decks used to love having an over advanced Atlas to
mm.
go, okay, this game is ending because I am finding my regulatory capture.
Yeah, but that said, in Rushy, like yes, the ability to atlas for your red cap and score that out from hand is substantial. Um, but as well, just the ability to off the books and immediately, score your over
Yes.
advanced off the books and immediately have the next thing in the server already if you're not doing bad pub things is a really strong ability. Does end up being a Basalt Spire in server 5,
And
which
now is
you're
there the
happy to
measured
have
threat?
stolen, but there's the measured threat for sure.
Yes.
And Nak has two more clicks to find the measured as well, if it's not already in hand.
Only thing it's not already in hand because the game is still going. Oh, wait,
Oh,
never mind.
there
There
it
it is.
is. Yeah. That much money. Taking 4 from a lion's mane. And a red room. Zook D here collecting a red room counter as compensation for the Lotus Haze stolen out of server 1.
Okay.
But that does put Mugen Love on 5 points here.
Yes.
Any access could then do it. Pinhole into archives.
So you can actually red room the pinhole,
Yep. You can red room the pinhole, or you can do
or
that
you can move, the haze the red room to archives.
and wow. Put the red room into archives, fizzle the runner's pinhole threading, and get a Melius trigger
And
for
a
your
Melius trigger,
trouble.
yeah.
It's pretty good. It does cost you 2 Lotus Haze counters, which is
Yes.
really meaningful. Especially with the second Lotus Haze already stolen. But you are going to keep your red room safe for the
Also,
time
with Lotus
being,
Haze
at
being stolen, there's
least.
now a measured response threat that is live,
That's true.
which I'm not expecting out of Melius. Although
No. We
we
also
have seen from Basalt Spire, recurring measured is absolutely brutal.
That's true. That's true. We do see some influence spend on humanoid resources in archives.
Yes, there
Um,
is one command that we see, and that's two, which, and
and we
I'm
see,
presuming there are some spins somewhere because
I mean,
there are very frequently spins
yeah,
somewhere.
I do think Melius is one of the IDs that wants spins. Um, it's funny, we're seeing Zook D on a massive credit advantage with 28 credits, but with only 2 unraised pieces of ice, it's potentially going to be difficult to leverage that into being able to defend your board. Privileged access coming through from Mugenlove here
Okay,
is
yep.
really uh, going to be quite something. Going to pull back. Looks like a Phaserum onto the Lion's Mane is excellent here, and your pick of Friendo, Class Act, or Nuka? Or Open Market? All, all being a lot of value here.
I'm just looking at Friendo for just credit reasons,
It's so much
and
money,
then also it
especially.
provides a future tag to feed into Vic again.
Certainly. And it is going to be the Friendo. And it looks like, yeah, no programs in archives other than that for Zerum. I guess the question is whether that goes onto server 1 uh, or whether Mugen Love is looking at challenging R&D and getting that last Lotus Haze counter out of the way. But it is going to go to server 1.
Interesting, taking the very fast challenge line here, popping the Friendo for the clear, and money now, especially going for the value with the Vic, and then setting up for
Mm,
the Friendo for 9 credits,
mm,
and the
which
tag
is
next round for Vic again.
mm, which is tough because now Mugen Love's at 0 credits left. Daily Cast is going to put them up to 2, but that's still not many. Especially when the corp is on now 27 after the install. So I would expect a pretty slow turn from the runner. No free lunch is okay. No free lunch to get up to gamble money is valuable for sure.
Hmm.
Another humanoid though, because Melius always needs more money. Third piece of ice on server one. Again, really maximizing that red room as a force multiplier on the ice you get to put on your
Yes.
scoring remote. Red Room's definitely a really interesting card to me. In some ways, when I first read it, it looked like it did a very similar thing to Biovolt, being, that unconditional end the run on
Right.
almost
Right.
any server. Um, but the way it behaves, the way it forces you to defend centrals as well, the way it requires you to score agendas to get value out of,
Hmm.
makes it a really fascinating design to me. Um, anyway, we now see Zook D advancing the card in Server 1, getting more defenses onto HQ. Um, after this agenda score in Server 1, if this is something like the last Lotus Haze or Appropriate Negation, we could be quite close to not quite a lockout, but a very
Hmm.
strong position where it's going to be hideously expensive for the runner to be able to
Yes.
interact. Could even be a 5/3 in server one if if the non-advanced card is a um, Lacosta grid.
Definitely a bit to think about here.
Hmm. I'll also say this is, I think we're at the start of where we're at the point with 5 unresed ice installed where uh, pressuring credits is starting to look more and more plausible for Mugen Love. Uh, especially if this is Glacier Melius, they could be running some very, very expensive ice.
Yes.
Cloud Eaters, Knowledge Seeker is something you can't afford to keep rezzing over and over again. Um, if Mugen Love wants to just bounce off of it
Hmm.
to de-res it.
Yes. Especially right now where it's holding the red room. If nothing gets changed, like there's a very
Hmm.
real chance that next turn it's Theorize and Knowledge Seeker to force the last Lotus Haze to
Yeah.
chase the red room to HQ.
That said, I do think HQ is based purely on the number of ice on HQ and R&D. I do think HQ is where the Red Room ultimately wants to end up.
Yes.
Purge here, resetting the Knowledge Seeker and taking out the Phaserum Entangler on the Lion's Mane. Interesting. That's a
As well
surprise
as
to me, though you definitely want to get rid of that Phaserum sooner rather than later. Another Praxis coming through. Well, that puts the Phaserum Entangler back. But Melius Trigger.
definitely would like to see some counters on this twinning.
Absolutely. And there's one of them.
Yep. Entailing the Knowledge Seeker.
Hmm. I suppose that lets you chase the red room to HQ. It lets you get a good use out of your twinning counters. Especially because you most likely only need to touch one more agenda to win the game here as the runner.
True.
I'm going to see the end of the run. Moon Love can come back for just 3 more credits.
And I would like to see this twinning counter banked. Okay, coming out with the
3
jailbreak.
accesses off a jailbreak, presumably. All right, we're going to pad R&D, lower the density.
Spin coming in, and
And there it
off.
is. Wow.
Bypasses in their deck. So the Mercury's trying to win before that happens. And usually they're trying to touch agendas so that they trigger Hermes, which bounce cards, and then they also enables Reprise, which bounce more cards, more ice from the corpse board so that they can have more leeway to continue doing the stuff that they want to do. So
Yeah, there's a few different interesting ways you can take Mercury. Obviously, you can
yeah,
also
sure.
use Ice Destruction instead of, or derezzing and lowering the corpse money or what have you. Or just face planting into an Afshar and
Yeah.
hoping that the ice on R&D costs more than 3 credits to
Yeah, let's
res.
hope this is not a Maskarovka. Oh, Kessleroid.
Well,
Okay. It's
Kesselroyd is
okay.
definitely better for Mercury than Masarovka would have been.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, so off the bat, we have Mercury face checking, which is good. It's good to face check against good to face check against Wayland. Their ice typically doesn't have a lot of face check value. Of course, their ice has gotten better about face checking in recent times with Maskarovka giving the Corp 2 credits when it gets face checked. But overall, most of their face check tends to do rig shooting, which if the runner doesn't have a rig, then there's nothing to shoot. So it's generally good to face check Wayland early game.
Yeah,
Plus, you force them to
100%.
spend money.
Yeah, and forcing the corp to get poor here is always beneficial. It's a good thing that Op Super Heavy Logistics has no way to convert 3 credits into 9
Absolutely
credits.
not.
Um, there's definitely no possible way for Wayland to get back up on money. Um,
It do
oh, it
be
looks
a
like
card
Spin
of all
Doctor is
time.
rezzing to look for a card that doesn't exist. Uh,
Oh, well, there it
oh,
is.
there it is.
Oh, but we're trashing a
Interesting.
face down
Trashing the
ice.
face down, not triggering Op.
Hmm. Like
I guess,
sometimes I would even like extract a spin doctor, right? Just so that we have an extra ice on the board.
yeah, that's an interesting decision.
Maybe the corpse flooded with ice. We'll see. Oh, we see Blueberry
Maybe.
Diesel on the runner side.
Or maybe that ice was like a half rune,
Hafaroon.
and the corp wants to shuffle it back into the deck so that it can be tutored with Op.
Hmm. Oh, that's pretty smart. So the runner here just setting up. Not much to do here. Both centrals are protected.
Mhm.
Um, not much they can do really. Not much they really want to do. They don't have Fermis down yet, so there's not that much of a point in touching agendas right now.
Yeah, just looking
Um,
for a way to get through that Kesselroyd without having to
mm-hmm.
break it. Um,
Yep. And then Ob now is going to try and pressure the runner a little bit by pushing out a threat, hopefully. Maybe this is Some notable threats are Anthills, which gives them a lot of money in card draw, and then it trashes itself into a 3-cost card that's very powerful for Ob. Sometimes it's a Regolith, which just clicks the Ob for a lot of money, and that's
And
very
then,
powerful.
and in Op in particular, the Regolith is just such a big threat
And you
because
see
you
the Pinhole.
still interesting. Pinhole as the second click
Nice.
here.
That's perfect. Yep. The
Yeah,
runner
popping
able
the
to deal
Rego.
with the corpse threat very succinctly. So in this matchup, I don't know if you have too much experience with Bob, Rio.
Oh, I definitely do.
Yeah, so how much ice would you say you want on centrals in this matchup, you think? How much ice can you spare? Because you need some ice for remote, but you
Yeah,
also need some ice to deal with Mercury.
that's a good point. I think as soon as you get your event horizons, you're feeling pretty safe.
Mm-hmm. That makes
There's
sense, yeah.
not a, I mean, and that might well be what was installed in HQ. Event
Mm-hmm.
horizon to stop a transfer of wealth is often just worth it. Um, oh, a
Ooh, a
maintenance access,
access.
which triggers
Yeah.
Mercury and triggers Cup, so we get to see all of
Yeah, we
HQ.
see. Let's see, there's an agenda in here. We would get to bounce. Oh,
Steal
we're on
green mail,
green mail.
bounce the ice, Stavka extract Stavka. Okay, so there's
Interesting.
definitely half rune in this deck.
So, as far as timing goes, I feel like generally you want to save these multi-accesses for when the Hermes triggers really matter. In this case, you took an agenda and balanced an ice, but it didn't really like imagine if the court was pushing something in server 2 and then you bounce a remote ice, then you get to access into that server right away, and that's really powerful tempo. But in this case, we just bounced an ice and then did nothing with it. No reprise as a follow-up either. So I feel like a lot of Mercury is actually like a really difficult ID, right? Because they run
100%.
out and you have to really choose your accesses correctly. And I think some of the difficulties with playing Mercury is just like knowing not only that you can get into servers and touch cards, it's about when you do it, I
It's
think.
it's such a difficult decision to make too because all it takes is the corp putting an ice on
Yeah,
archives, and that play is no longer
yeah,
available to you.
exactly.
We see another compilation come out, which explains why Mercury was so happy to get rid of the first compilation. And Op pops him a virus to get Regolith. No opportunity for Mercury to cup that Regolith before clicking it for some money.
Yep,
Um, but it
we're
looks
up
like
in
the corp
cash
is
now.
debating what they're going to do with their last click.
So some other subtle nuances in this matchup specifically. Aba tends to be we're very heavily icing up HQ. I'm not
That's
really sure
interesting.
why. We know there's no points in HQ, and we know that there's probably more maxes coming our way. So I'm really surprised by the decision to ice HQ, even though one, right? R&D has a lot of pressure right now because we have a Mary on board. So we're gonna see
Yep, and
three
here's
here.
Estebrado, access 3, and you get to put one
Mm-hmm.
in the cup if you want to.
Yep, and we're starting to
Above
see
the
go
law. Unfortunately, there are no clicks left over for clearing
reprise.
out server 2 or reprise.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
but
might just win
oh
right
my
now.
goodness, and there's SDS. There's SDS again, and it is over.
Oh no, I wonder if the
And Fatwan's there ticking up to has 2 counters. But it looks like
Yep. So we're
uh
gonna be able to contest this very easily. We have Palangi plus propeller, which means that we can break just about everything here
mhm.
and trash to fun. Um, the Corb is on 4 points, but it's actually not looking that bad for the runner. The
Oh,
Corb only has
Peaches out burner. This is
ooh my.
exciting.
The Corb is bottom out now. They have 3 unrest ice. They just don't have money to rest their ice. They probably spent most of it trying to score Regenesis.
And that is
Cultivate Fuji white space. So we
Fuji
can top
safely
the
placed.
Fuji.
No, we can. We have extra clicks.
Yeah, we can top the Fuji and go touch it if we want.
Yeah.
It could be a little scary, but I mean, it might be worth it. Yep. Looks like that is the runner's decision here
And
to
on
top the Fuji.
1 credit, that's probably not going to bite you.
Yeah,
The
we'll be
scary thing,
okay, I think.
yeah, there's obviously the chance that this does give Alco a counter. So this
Yeah.
gives Alco the opportunity to blood in the water. Um,
Mm-hmm.
obviously we
Which
don't
server 4
always
could easily be.
know if blood in the water's there. Oh,
Oh, we're
swapping the ice onto
swapping.
archives. That makes
Oh,
sense.
okay. I support that decision. So, we know that the Alco is actually playing Measure Response, but usually these kinds of decks only play one, and it's in the bin. So I think we're safe to Measure Response, but also, just to be really sure, we do have no free lunch to get up to 8
Yes.
credits. So we're not in any danger here, I don't think.
And
Um,
it would be a very impressive feat for Alco to go from 1 credit to 5 with a click left and recurring that measured
well,
response.
I could see maybe Respin Doctor, Respin Measure, Draw with Alco, Predictive Planogram, Credit Measure. That would be
That would be
a
sick.
line.
That would
That
be
would be sick.
awesome.
That would be a line. I'm not sure it's like feasible, but
All right, 2 cards in server 4, but still only 2 credits.
yeah, only 2 credits. I'm not sure what we're. But again, Dao can get into the server. Dao has Palangi and Propeller that gets through everything.
The only thing,
So
well, there's 1 ice that costs exactly 2 credits to res that it doesn't get through.
it's Swatter, yeah.
Yeah.
Does not get through Swatter.
And I mean, appropriate for Palanki.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I never thought about that. That's pretty cool. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad to run server 4 anyways and force the Swatter to be res and gets the corp to really bottom out.
Yeah. But this HQ run is completely free.
It's a white space. Yeah, this is super free. It actually doesn't even cost propeller counters.
Yeah, just a single Palangi counter and you walk through.
Mm-hmm. Walk through in 2 credits and then you can touch server 4 if you'd like. Oh, we trash and no free lunch. Oh, we're just gonna take three credits here? No. Oh, we're just gonna use it to break 1. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, okay. That's good. No free lunch made you 4 credits there.
Yeah.
Good card, huh?
That's a sure gamble.
Daniela? Oh. What is Men in
Interesting.
the Moon on? Wow.
On
Yeah,
some
trashing
spice.
Daniela is perfect while she's cheap. She gets a
Yeah.
lot more expensive when she's on a board, so the card requiring you to, when it is rezzed, requiring you to reshuffle or add 2 cards from your grip to the top of your deck in order to trash Daniela.
To the bottom of your deck, but yes.
Oh, to the bottom? I didn't.
Yeah, those
Maybe I've
cards are
been playing. Maybe I've been
gonzo.
playing that card wrong. don't 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 question it. It's fine.
Also, the
So we're
cards are at
running
random.
to we're running R&D for singles to trash cards. I'm a little bit suspicious of this. Generally, in Netrunner, trashing cards from R&D is not very good because you're not really doing anything. You're actually just letting them draw the next card. Usually, if you want to trash anything, you want to trash from the board or trash from HQ. Um, and especially like spending 5 credits to do this, right? Runner was on as a nice and safe 7 credits. Now they're bottomed out to 2, and they're in a much worse position than they were before.
That
Um,
said, getting rid of the spin doctors is advantageous, but I do agree that the money on that is definitely sus.
mm-hmm. So now we have a FUT res. Runner's gonna have a hard time trashing this. They don't have money. Maybe they have a creative, which might bounce them back.
A simul
Simul
chip.
chip, can that pull coal? No coal in the bin. Oh, this Tau is on beta build. You know what that means?
Oh, heck
Actually,
yes.
I don't know what that means because there's a beta build and no Orca in the bin. Oh, it probably just got trashed to damage.
There's a SEPA in the
Yeah,
bin as
this is
well, which is
Steepa.
exciting.
Yeah, so this Tau must be on beta build Orca. So that's a combo where you can beta build out, install an Orca for free, and then trash it immediately with Knickknack to get you 10 credits and a card. And that's a very funny combo.
I absolutely adore that combo.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Runner is not assembling it at all here, or not able to assemble it at all here. There's no knickknack on the board, which is the minimum requirement for that combo to to happen at all. I don't know. Maybe it's a value beta build. Like maybe he's using beta build the way God intends
You
to
can beta build.
install breakers and break ice.
Beta building for Palangi is pretty reasonable. You get an extra counter off of it, right? Um,
Would you pay 3 credits for Palangi? I don't know. For one time use Palangi? I don't know.
let's see.
What do people used to do with Test Run? Test Run was the
You'd
Beta
use
Builds
te
was side print of Test Run.
Yes, test
People
run
used to
didn't.
rejig.
Yeah, well, what you do with test run is click one test run, clicks 2, 3, and 4 are click magnum opus, and then put it on top of your stack.
Oh, but
And
you
then next turn
rejig
is
it.
draw magnum opus, install magnum opus, click magnum opus twice. Because old school netrunner was silly.
So the runner now is, or the corp now is running away with the board, unfortunately. We
Yes,
now
thank
have
God.
2 counters of FUT. We now have a cohort on the board. It's actually looking a lot harder for the runner to do anything here. Runner's running on 4 credits with the no free lunch. They should be able to break anything. We'll see if they can actually trash cohort though. That's the question here.
Yeah, and what's that upgrade on server 4?
I have no idea what that upgrade is. Oh
Might be
man,
a
what if it's a
Mitra
Makota
Amun.
grid? Oh my god, it could be a Mitra. You're so right.
So
So
this
this
ice
ice
could
could
be a
be
lot
anything.
scarier than we think.
Yeah, this ice could be. Man Moon could have 6 credits here, which means that this could just be like
Boto,
Alliance main.
yeah,
Actually, Alliance
or
main doesn't do it
Boto.
here.
Boto would be pretty good.
Botu.
It's
Oh yeah,
at,
Botu's on threat.
yeah, at threat,
Oh.
and would have to pop the simul chip to like get propeller back to
Yeah,
have
that
enough
would not
strength.
feel very good. That would
Yeah.
feel extremely bad. But we don't know what status of the ice on the bin is, and Man in the Moon's thinking very hard about this. It suggests to me that he doesn't have it. So
Well, to be fair, even if it is the Mitra, like that is like Mitra for
yeah,
Boto is all of your money.
yeah, it might be better to swat here
That yeah.
if he has it. Okay, what if it's a Makota? Then the runner can't trash this cohort. That'd be very funny.
That would be very funny.
Obviously, it's a Brasilia grid. Come on. Come on, caster. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a Mitra.
Ah, I'm so good at
Yeah, you're
this.
so smart.
What ice is it turning into?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, it could just be 3 credits. 3 credits, 3 credits.
3
$3,
credits
$3
is 3
bucks. You know
credits.
what they say.
Yeah. You know what they say? No free lunch is a Mitra Amun.
Yeah. Lunch, you know. Tempted to type in chat free lunch.
What if you could install your beanstalk royalties? And it looks like it's Slippy. No swap, just
Slippy.
oh no, 2 swap. Yeah,
Sleipnir.
Slippy. Slefnir is Old Norse for Slippy.
Sleepy. So
it's
the runner
true.
can break this here using Palangi. And if they let one sub fire, they can trash the cohort. But the runner would be entirely bottomed out here. Let's see if they
Yes.
decide to do that. It might be worth it. I mean, this Alco or this cohort is going to get Alco to 2 counters. So it's honestly might be a good investment. Um,
And we'll get the money. Yeah.
and we don't see any cohort in the bin, so 6-7 might 6-7
Six,
server 6 and
7.
server 7 might be cohorts or Bladderworts, you know.
All sorts of horrors constantly coming out of the Fed. Or they could just be
So
agendas that like ugh, yeah.
yeah, runners deciding whether to break the draw sub or the reshuffle sub.
You can't let the reshuffle sub fire because it will
Yeah,
get back measured.
measured response. Yeah, the corp has a lot of.
Oh,
Well,
letting
we are
letting
letting
it fire.
the reshuffle. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
it's
or
that's the
get back
thing,
the
right?
spin doctor that you spent those 2 credits to trash.
Like to be honest, drawing the corp is so happy to draw here, right? Like
That's true.
reshuffling is one thing, but drawing helps them right now, right? Like that's also really important
There's
for
a
the
there's a
corp.
reason why they put Slippy in the deck.
Yeah, Sleepy's a good card, y'all.
Slippy's a good card. Loki didn't turn into a horse and get pregnant for
Yeah.
nothing.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, no, that's the Sleipnir is an 8-legged horse.
Whoa.
The daughter or the son of Loki, when Loki shapeshifted into a mare, and mated with
Whoa.
the horse of the Jotun that built the walls of Valhalla.
Whoa. They
Oh,
did some crazy stuff back then.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it became Odin's horse. So Odin was riding his grandson into battle.
Huh. They
Yeah,
sure were wild back in the days.
back in the days.
Back in the days. Back in the good old days, we used to be a country.
We used to be a country, yeah. It's
Oh
just
my
yet more proof that we invented gender nonconformity in like 2024.
God. Excited to hear more weird horny mythology.
It's all true.
It's all
Let
true
me know.
story. True story.
And by that I mean literally what happened.
G-Thing says all mythology is horny if you look hard.
Mythology is
It's
very
true. It's
horny.
true.
Especially like pre-Christian mythology is extremely horny.
Oh my god. The corp clicking for 3 credits here. That is a sign of perhaps weakness.
Yeah, this could go
Well,
poorly.
server 6 could be an agenda. I'm not
Yes.
really sure what they
It's a
run. Ooh,
Regenesis.
okay.
So we
Yeah, so the
are
corp could not score it last turn, so there might be game point in archives right now.
that could
So I'm a
very
little
well be the
nervous. That
case.
could be that like
Oh,
the
what
runner
got
could click for a
shuffled?
credit, run archive, sandwich it
Oh,
back to
single shed.
propeller, and maybe touch a Fuji here or a
Yes.
2-pointer and win.
It's important to note there is a measured response that got shuffled into R&D.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Looks like we lose a lot to that. Oh, draw
So,
a card off of Anacom. Anacom's so good.
so honestly, at this board state, I feel like the runner is really unfavored. So they might be supposed to take the line where
They just take 3 damage and run archives right now.
well, they could click for credit and run archives, right? So it's not too bad.
You're
But they
right.
can, right? And they might win off of this one run.
Yeah. Yeah, simul chip the propeller,
Mm-hmm.
walk on through.
Yeah, walk on through. Let's see what we decide to do here.
Yeah, Fatuan only triggers once a turn, and it also doesn't matter if it's the winning
Oh, Trishaling
point.
pointed out that Deep Dive got hit with the damage there. That might matter
Oh,
because I
that could
mean,
matter.
the both players on game point. The Deep Dive matters. Okay, so we're taking the line.
Yeah, we're checking archives since we saw the Regenesis.
Yeah, it is not a bad read.
Although
But I
the
mean,
question still
this
stands
could
of
be
what the
pure
heck is
bait.
in server 7.
It could be Moonpool. Nothing. The
Nothing.
Regenesis was pure bait.
Regenesis
The
was bait
runner spent a lot of resources getting to archives there and coming back with nothing.
with absolutely nothing.
What program does Dow have in the bin? Dow has Buzzsaw in the bin, and that is the only.
And Sipa.
And Sipa. Sipa.
Can't let it touch the ground. Yeah, fun
Ooh.
stuff for getting the extra clicks with Pisha Sao.
Yeah, so the runner clicked to draw here, which makes sense because they could die to measured. They are on measured threat right now.
Yes, but
Alco
with
very good at drawing into the exact thing that they need.
only a single measured means 4 cards is enough.
4 out of 20 or 24, I think. Oh, 4 out of 20. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure what the way forward is for runner here. Like, it was possible for them to set up for a deep dive turn, but it's now looking more and more dire. The runner scored Genesis, which means that Fut's gonna do
Deep
2
dive
damage here.
trashed to net damage.
Oh, again? Oh
Again.
man. Yeah, it's just oh oof.
Getting big Anacom value, but this is rough.
Yeah.
And that could just
Uh-oh.
be that could just be a agenda behind that Slippy, and what are you doing? How is Dow getting in?
Yeah. It would be very ballsy, but it could totally be, or it could be a moon pool and Man and Moon is just setting up for a
Right,
score
Dow gets
next
to swap
turn.
ice.
Yeah, Dow gets to swap ice. I forgot about that. I'm sure some of us forgot about that as well. But server 4 most likely is Moon Pool, and Man and Moon's probably setting up for a score next turn. But I'm sure Tao is going to try and check this here.
Yeah, Man in the Moon Pool could do it.
Man the Moon Pool.
And there is a man in the Moon Pool.
Ooh, just cannot land
It's
those against Alco, yeah.
one of those crab men.
So honestly, server 4 might be Anemone right now. Because that card, that was an ice that's on R&D. R&D ice tends to have Anemone. In order to hit deep dive and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether or not that ice was originally installed on R&D, though.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see Anemone. I'm not even sure if I would res Anemone here, so it's probably Moon
No
Pool
res,
Bladderwort.
it's
Okay.
just a bladderwort that can't be trashed.
Yeah, yeah.
It will
Yeah, but Dao
trigger.
had to kind of check, right? Because
Yeah,
oh, creative's perfect. And like
and this hits the last deep dive.
I think a lot of the runner's troubles right
No,
ooh, hit
revolver.
a revolver. I think a lot of the runner's troubles right now kind of stems from that one turn where he trashed 5 credits worth of cards from
Mm.
R&D. And like just imagine if runner was like 10 crit or like 5 crits richer, right? The game would be a lot different, I think. Like I think Tao would have been able to set up for a deep dive already if he had like 5 more credits in the pool.
Yeah, especially when you are it's just so scary. It's just so scary when
Yeah,
Elko starts the game with 4 points in the score area and you're
I
just
know.
like it's so easy to feel like you've already lost. Is this flood the market, Elko? Says chatter. I do not
FTM
think
Alpha.
so.
Oh, I see. I mean,
Maybe.
there's a
That'd be
measure, so
wild.
that's already 4 influence.
I think
Flower
the
Crown
board structure
Skins,
just looks like that in Elko decks,
Sleipnir.
even if they're not on the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I used to
Um,
play I used to try and build fully up Alco back in Elevation. That was kind of fun.
yeah, yeah, floppy fits into Elko pretty well. It's just
Yeah.
the influence is rough, but the
Very
board
rough,
winds up
yeah.
resembling a
Mhm.
floppy deck, even if you're not running it.
Mhm.
Old, it's like even back in the day, loud PE decks would wind up looking like this. Um,
Yep, they're very flat board. Cohort.
you just want as many because your ice are all really great face checks, and you want to force as many of those as possible.
I think the runner is just going for singles now, hoping for the last 2 points. I imagine this won't be very fruitful because if there's anything in HQ, I imagine Man would probably res it, but it's possible that he needs the money to try and score something out with server with like his last bits of money. Trashing the FUT there,
I'm not convinced by that
I'm
either.
not convinced by that, especially there's a FUT on the board as it is. That you're not
I
trashing. I
think
guess okay.
it's
It's
just to
just
get a different
the
HQ access.
yeah, okay.
Like
That makes sense.
what Mega Sup's like mind right now is I am going to lose the game this turn because I cannot get into server
Yeah.
9 where the agenda is, and I just need to hope there's one in HQ.
So he's playing to his
Um,
outs.
yeah, which is like a valid concept. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what's in his hand and deck and like what possible
Yep.
outs to stealing from server 9 is. Looks like we are thinking maybe there was an agenda in HQ this whole time.
Yeah, it's not a bad call, I think.
No res.
I mean, he might win right here.
Or you might lose right here.
I mean, I think if he doesn't win here, he'll probably lose. I mean, that's kind of the call he's making, and
typically
that
when
makes
you
sense to
don't
me.
typically when you don't win a game of Netrunner, you lose that game of
What?
Netrunner.
No way.
Yeah, sometimes you don't win and you also don't lose.
Okay, so there
But
was points. There was points in HQ.
there was the whole time? That is
So so
wild.
so he made the right call. He just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
never
well,
mind.
it
So
wouldn't
let
have
them dream.
won. It was a let them
It was
dream.
a let them dream. So we trashed one card from HQ, so let them dream. So there's no way there's a 2-pointer in there because he would have trashed. So I'm certain Man in the Moon wins here in this exact board. Yep. An
And that's
LTD on the board.
game.
GG to Man in the Moon.
Credit
Yeah.
perfect as well.
Yeah, so the outs there was like
I could see it being Devil Charm. I think that it it will go a long way to making crew
yeah.
feel more fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could still play crew with other ways of lowering the strength, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Devil Charm is probably the problem.
I think the hard sell of banning Devil Charm is the fact that you also ban Lu, like the Ice Destruction Lu, which
Yeah.
is honestly, I think it's cool. Like it's like you play Chisel and Chip, right? Like so you can like kind of instant speed. Some people say it's bullshit and it's like OP or whatever. I don't know. I like some differing flavors in my Netrunner, right? Like like that Lu is completely different than Sab, right? Like even though they both destroy eyes and they both play Devil Charms, but they're
Yeah.
completely different decks.
Yeah, I absolutely love my Lou, and
Mm-hmm.
I hope Audrey's not on the chopping block. Audrey is beautiful.
Oh, I love Audrey.
Um,
There's no way they're banning Audrey. Audrey is literally like the fairest card in
Audrey's the
like
fairest card in the history of
yeah, that
Netrunner. I
you
agree.
can interact with Audrey. That's not something you can
You
say
can't.
about Charm.
Yeah,
You can't interact
You
with
can't
Charm.
purge crew charm. That's so true.
Yeah, so like yeah, I think it's possible that Charm is on the chopping block. I mean, we talk about that card as being banned for ages. So
If we're banning that, what are we banning to stop trains rights?
I mean, I think trains also deserve a ban. Like, but
Yeah.
let's face it, every deck I play, they're gonna ban. I'm used to this. It's okay. I've come to terms. I've come to terms with it. It's fine, guys. I get it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay, you guys can ban my deck.
Yeah. The SBTs like null
They hate
signal
me. I
games.
get it.
Okay, null signal games, like every department of it is slowly being taken over by trans women, but SBT is still the most transphobic division, and like as a member of the EDI team, I think we need to address this.
Uh-oh. Hey, I can. No, I'm kidding. I
Okay,
don't
maybe
know.
we should talk about the game that we're watching.
I'm kidding. I don't know if I want to be an SVT. They have a very hard job, and I don't know if I'm strong enough.
Oh no, it's an extremely difficult position, and they also
Yeah,
just get shit thrown at them from
I
every
know. I
direction.
know. It's so
It's
hard.
it's impossible. It's impossible, and I do not begrudge them in the slightest.
So, this game is starting with Miramorph being able to play fully op,
Fully up for
and
two, yeah, or
that was
for
able
three
to
triggers.
contest server 2, which had an Let Them Dream on it. Oh,
Vapor
Vapor
frame.
Frame Fabricator.
Ooh. Oh, I love to see it. I mean, that makes a lot of sense if you're doing
Vapor
floppy.
Frame Fabricator. Hmm. I don't see. There's a cycle of this kind of cards where you can click to do a basic action, but generally better. Um, so there's Vapor Frame, there's Bailey, there's also Nano Etching Matrix.
Mhm.
And they do this one installs cards, Bailey draws cards, Nano Etching Matrix gains you credits. Vapor Frame is the the problem child of this
Yes,
cycle.
it's very much the black sheep of the family.
Yes. The
It
cycle by itself is not that good already. Vapor Frame is on a different level of not good. um, it is because generally the other two enhance the basic action by kind of doubling the base action. Bailey draws 2 cards, Nano Etching gains you 2 credits. Vapor Frame doesn't do that. It installs 1 card. But it ignore
yes.
all costs, which is great if you're trying to build a large server or like a tall server. However, we're not doing that.
But the secret of Vapor Frame is that it lets you perform the best basic action in additional time.
Mirror morph.
Well, because let's be honest,
Uniform reception.
clicking for a credit or clicking to draw a card are bad. You don't
Yeah.
if you're playing like you don't ever want to do those things. So doing a better version of those is better than doing those things. But this lets you do a thing that you'd want to do anyway, but an additional time and trigger Mirror Morph.
But you needed to install the card and pay two credits to rest this card. And I want
Okay,
to point out that neither Bailey nor Nano Etching cost anything to rest.
I hear
Just
you. I
this
hear
card
you.
for some reason cost 2 to rest.
But consider this. Who's trashing this?
I mean, the corp just spent 2 credits. I might trash this card.
And let them get another install?
That's fine. That's fine.
It doesn't even trash when you trash it. When you trash it, it just becomes a different thing in another server.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so the Seb is off to a really good start, by the way. We found Friends of a Friend turn 1, and then we priced into. I don't know what we installed with price. Did we install? Oh, we installed Daily Cast. We priced into 3 really, really good hits in Friends, Price, and
Mhm.
Crew, I think. I think, no,
Yeah.
it's Friends, Cast, and Steelskin, which are really good hits, by the way.
And the steel skin draws you 2 cards. It's the price is so good.
Price is so good. Like
We were getting a
they might ban
practice?
Price. They might ban Price. That card's really good.
No way. No.
Yeah, the thing is, Price is so good in like other Anarch. If they ban Price, it's like they're just hitting Anarch for no reason, and I don't
Yeah.
know. They don't need to ban Price. But they could ban Praxis, for example, and
Oh, that would really hurt Seb. Yeah.
that would maybe ban Seb entirely, and I don't know if I support that. Like that's a huge ban. Um, Another potential ban target is maybe Ashen. Ashen is also like a card that's been like on the chopping block for a little bit here. Like there's something to be said about recurring your entire deck. That is a very powerful effect in Netrunner, right? So that card is potentially on the chopping block as well. Um, And I mean, like, Seb relies on Ashen for just about half of his matchup, right? Like any matchup that is very like any matchup that is very like uh glacier heavy, Seb really needs Ashen in order to play out the long game. And Seb also needs some Ashen in some other matchups, for example, like Ob. Sometimes in Ob matchups, you get locked out by getting your stuff trashed, or your price not hitting the right cards, or your crews are just like getting like lagoed and you can't do anything about that. That's when Ashen like really get becomes important in like in these kinds of like situations.
Yeah, it just being a one card solution to everything. It is just
Yeah.
the idea of Ashen being banned, considering how much worse it is than Levy AR lab access,
Mm-hmm.
blows my mind. But it might be true.
So I want to point out some really cool stuff in the corpse card pool here. We see Janaina, which we don't ever see because she's not very good.
Yo, JK? Yes.
JK. Yeah, but I love Janaina. She's so cool.
And
She's
she's
just
in Mirror. Oh my gosh, and that's a bloop in the bin.
and that's a bloop in the bin. So we're playing a lot of harmonics. So here we see Pulse, which is a harmonic card that actually sees play sometimes outside of the harmonic card pool. No way an amanuensis is banned. That it's not what is enabling stuff. Amanuensis is genuinely like one of the best cards in a Seb's deck. I I have to say that. I wanna put it out there. I think there's some misconception about Seb. People think that Amanuensis is not a good card. Amanuensis is a very good card, okay? We play
Amanuensis
3 Amanuensis in Seb for a reason. It's
Amanuensis
very
is
good.
extremely powerful, and you really feel it in the matchups where you know the corp has tag punishment and you can't just freely float a tag every
Yeah,
turn. Like,
yeah.
that said, I do think that Amanuensis is also one of Seb's most interesting cards and what leads to some of the most interesting counterplay, because it does encourage Seb to float tags, which is
Yeah,
the way that you can like most directly punish a Seb player.
I do agree. Amanuensis is one of the more interesting Seb card. Like, there's such a huge risk to playing that card, but Seb does it anyways because he's Seb. And it's because it's a really good card. It's worth playing. I mean, it's reasonable to ban Amanuensis though. Like maybe Seb would play. What would Seb play? Bling. Ugh.
Yeah, or
That's
maybe
weird.
Seb would spend influence on an Onicom. Onicom would draw a card most turns for Seb.
Ugh. And what? Cut transfers?
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm not saying it's great.
Mm.
We're trying to make the deck worse, honey.
I
We're not
yeah,
trying
we
to make
are
it
trying
better.
to. Okay, so Audrey comes down. Audrey, notably, a very key card in this matchup. Unfortunately, I think Seb is not able to really contest much of the board here. Um, Miramorph is running away with the board a little bit. Like, if they're able to find Flood here or in the next few turns,
Yeah,
they might be
maybe
able to get something done. I'm a
maybe
little
all the
surprised
talking
by.
about Seb being good was just us not realizing the actual deck was bloop mirror like vapor frame
Yeah,
bloop mirror.
yeah, that's it. I'm a little surprised by double ice and R&D here. I wonder what Impish is afraid of. Seb basically has no threat against R&D. I almost would never ice R&D into Seb. If anything, I would ice archives before I ice R&D and just leave it open.
I
Um,
see putting a single one just to stop Audrey counters from happening.
yeah, but it's like no, they're gonna get it no matter what, right? Like it's nothing's stopping them. It's not worth the effort, in my experience. Because like in this board state, for example, right? Like as soon as another crew comes down, Seb just runs server 2, and then whatever the ice is, it doesn't matter. Gets the trash on Vapor Frame, and then they have an Audrey counter for the rest of the game, probably. So, oh, a boomerang in Seb?
Boomerang.
Wait. Does that mean we're cutting transfers?
I mean, you gotta cut something.
I can't
Maybe there's
imagine
no
we're cutting
Ashen.
Ashen. I cannot imagine we're cutting Ashen. Okay, ablative, which currently has no
Boomerang's
text.
kind of like Ashen.
I'm not really sure that I would rest ablative here. It might even be better just to strand the boomerang. Um, so the runner have a little bit of a take back discussion here. I think I'm not judge. I think this is probably worth calling judge here. Um, I'm a caster. I'm not gonna say anything though.
Yeah.
But it is a small enough tournament. Like it's a districts. Um, we're not that much of a rule stickler.
Yeah, I mean the ruling is you're allowed to say yes, but you're also allowed to say no.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think we encourage players to call for judges because of a problem. It's not it's there's a chance, right? Like how do I explain this? We always encourage players to call judges so that they don't have to make their own judging decision, right? It's not their job to
Yes.
make judging calls. And of course, if players are making their own judging calls, they're susceptible to peer pressure, and that's not good. We don't want that.
That's true. That's definitely
Um,
true.
so that's why we always encourage people to call judge anytime any kinds of this situation happens, right? The judges are always happy to resolve any situation, and they'll even give time extensions as a treat.
Mhm. I like the idea that time extensions are a present that you get for calling the judge. Just like, here you go.
Here
Oh,
you go.
thanks.
That's just a little treat, a little time extension as a treat. So yeah, as I mentioned, Praxis came down. This is kind of what I mean by maybe an ice on archives is prudent. Um, because now we have Crew and Valentina on the board. And of course,
Oh,
Crew with the charm means that we can get through just about anything. Not to mention we have Audrey.
at
So server
Chrono.
7 is runnable if the runner wishes. They
Yeah.
can break whatever with Crew Charm and then break the Audrey. Oh yeah, they
Echo,
can
echo,
just
echo, echo, echo.
they can easily they can easily trash the Echo here with Crew and then break
Don't even have to take a
Ablative
tag
with
for it.
Audrey. Mm-hmm. And considering that the Corp decided to double ice server
Breaking.
7, this is probably an agenda.
Okay,
So
this is
I think
interesting. It
we're
was
opting to trash the Ablative instead of
breaking the echo.
I
So Seb wanted to take the tag? A question
I
mark?
am
I am
yeah,
baffled. But
that is
J Sign's
indeed.
allowed to do what she wants.
Maybe she just wants in the future to be able to break Echo for just counters and no cards. Although I feel like eventually this Echo might outscale the Audrey
Yeah,
and gets really annoying.
I think it's just. I think you're right. I think it is simply echo disrespect. We like harmonics are bad. It's. I think what it is that echo is a bad card and ablative barrier is a good card. So let's trash the good card.
Mm-hmm. I Ablative's not a good card though. In this context, it's not, right? I don't know. Or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, we're on threat now, technically.
yeah.
Maybe if they
None.
de-res their blade. Oh, that's
That
it.
could
The
be.
runner
That
was
could be.
thinking, I bet. Like they could de-res their ablative and then re-res it for for an install. It's kind of
Yeah,
cute. I would totally see this deck play de-res.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I guess one thing that is a little scary about leaving Echo resed is now Bloop is resable, where Bloop wasn't resable before.
Yeah, that is really important. Hmm. Do you ever think about like what kind of ice would they have to print in order to rescue the harmonics archetype? Like reverb doesn't do anything, right? Like let's face it,
Reverb doesn't do much.
reverb doesn't do anything. So
Reverb
what would
is
it take
okay outside of harmonic. What do
for harmonics to be good? I mean, they have an okay barrier, it just have no strength. They have a
yeah,
really good sentry, and that's kind of the only reason to play harmonics is bloop.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think I know that they already have two code gates, but they need a code gate that makes
yeah,
it
like
good.
Wave is just not a good card. Maybe they have another code gate that's like you may de-res this card at any time. It's like zero to res, and you can de-res this card
Uh,
after you res it.
at Kronos_protocol, I recognize that person. Hi. Also, uh, I don't think we should ban friend of a friend. One, because it's not that good, and two, because my girlfriend will be very upset if we ban friend of a friend.
Friend of Friend is like the second best card in a set deck. Maybe second to like Crew or something.
Okay,
It's a
so
really good card. You
so
know,
let
you
me
know
get this straight.
the
The best card is Amanuensis. The other best card is
okay, I
Crew.
didn't
The
say
third
that Menaces is the best card.
The
Menaces is
other best
one of the
card
best
is
card.
Transfer of Wealth. The
Yeah.
other best card is Praxis. The
Well, Seb
other
has
best
a
card
bunch
is
of really
Devil
good best
Charm.
cards, okay? You know, the common advice we give to people to pilot Seb is when you're mulligan, try and hard mulligan for specifically Friend of a Friend or Lago. Those are the two hard mulligans. It's because Friend is a really good card in the early game. You really want it in your opening hand.
I mean, at that point, why not just ban Seb?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just ban Seb.
Let's just ban all of the Anarch IDs. I feel like that would solve
This
so many
this guy
problems.
has a wife. Let's get rid of him. They banned my wife.
They did. They banned all of our wives.
How come this man's allowed to have a wife and not me?
Yeah, that's what we do. We ban Edu. Just
Sorry, let's get back to the game.
to
So we
really
see a
get back at
flood
Seb.
Melius. So the
Yeah.
train's going. We got trains happening.
Choo choo choo.
um
There's a
yeah,
click left
the
over.
corpse got 5 servers. The runner is a little poor right now, although we're having daily casts pulling in some money here, which is great for the sub. But yeah, pretty soon I think the sub needs to try and contest and trash some of these servers.
Double ice on Vapor Frame.
Synchro is an
Fascinating.
incredibly important card to try and trash. How many Mirror triggers have we gotten this?
Every turn but one, I think, and that was just because Impish
Dang.
accidentally misclicked.
10 Mirror triggers so far. I've searched.
Yeah, 10 out of 12 turns.
Yep, so we're now contesting Synchro Cyclotron. That's an incredibly important card to contest. Pulse Res is
stealing a
here.
click.
We're gonna steal a click. We're probably gonna spend an Audrey counter here. Yep. That makes sense because it's kind of free. So sadly, we're not seeing amanuensis. It would be great on this board. I'm wondering if Seb's even playing amanuensis, or this Seb is even playing amanuensis at this point. May not.
Yeah, it does seem like she changed the sub list a bit. Obviously, we see
Yeah.
Boomerang, which is
Yep.
pretty fun to include.
Mm-hmm. And it makes sense. Although my personal take on Boomerang is we have Boomerang at home and it's botchless.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost influence and potentially is even better than Boomerang.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might not be on amanuensis at this rate. But like imagine amanuensis on this board state, right? Like you float a tag, you clear the tag with amanuensis with solitary badge, And then you draw 2 cards with amanuensis. That's crazy. That's crazy
And you gain a
good.
credit with Valentina.
And you're getting credit Valentina. It's so good.
It's very good. Does power up the greasing the palms, however.
We're flopping.
We are flopping.
So we see. So that's the third flop. About to enter the bin. I think this deck is probably on. They can't be on 3 flood. We see a JK. Can't have that much influence. It could
We're
be on
down
3
to
flood.
4 cards in R&D.
4 cards in R&D? Oh
4 cards in
no.
R&D.
Oh my goodness.
With the Spin Doctor there, I think that in
Six card
20
R&D.
credits
Oh
though. I think
wow.
that Seb needs to close out the game fast.
I mean, it is turn 13. I do want to point out.
Yeah,
It is turn 13. I've never seen a flood game that goes this long. Well, I have. Usually the flood deck gets contested very hard if it's going on to round 13, turn 13. But I mean, game's ending in a couple turns, most likely. Silver 5 is probably an agenda. We're gonna hand run this.
R&D, number of cards in R&D is currently 1 above the threat level.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Bloop.
We are getting blooped.
I mean, core doesn't matter, so we can just break the. Well, okay. So we need to pitch. Oh, we're gonna spend a Devil Charm here. That's pretty smart. So we're gonna have to pitch. We don't have to pitch cards, which means that we can use it to trash program, and then get
Core.
past. Oh, you know what this is? It's probably a train. So we're gonna get a pulse rest here.
Yeah, pulse res, and if it's a train, you just can't
Oh my
steal it.
goodness. Oh no.
Is that what's happening?
That's. Oh,
No, it's
synchro.
synchro. With
Oh, okay.
exactly enough to
That would have
trap.
been a really cool play. That would have been like hype. That
That
would
would
have
have
been
been
so
high
hype.
level. Yeah. Bloop.
So the Corb is on a huge clock here.
That
Like,
said, but what is like how is Jace like what's Jace doing from here? Down to 0 credits?
yeah, I mean, look, maybe just install, like, maybe she can install Manus's transfer C2 cards, run underneath C2 cards. Probably win that way, you know? Okay, so we're
Transfer
popping
would be
in
big.
here. I wonder what we're shuffling. It's probably Flood and maybe Fully Op, maybe even Synchrotron. I
I frankly have no idea.
I have no idea how this is gonna go. I mean, popping the spin forces,
Not going to RFG the spin yet.
yeah,
Okay.
because popping the spin means there's one less server. That's really important.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very important. Although you could have a line, since you're mirror morph, you could have a line like install vapor frame install res
Oh.
synchro flood, right?
Install. Wait for frame install. Does that work?
Yeah, click
Yeah.
1 install, click 2 vapor frame install, click 3 is flood because
And
you
then you can
installed.
advance. Oh,
Yeah, and then you have an extra
that's
click to
genius.
advance.
Impish show cat.
Yeah, put your cat on the stream.
Yeah. Cat stream, cat stream. She says hi back. Her name is Sassafras. That's
Oh,
so cute. Always just called Frassy.
Lassie!
Frassy.
Oh,
So cute.
my cat's getting jealous. Hello, Cleopatra.
Aw. I don't even know where one of my cat
Can I get a scream? Can I get a scream, Cleo?
went.
Whoa.
Wow. Cleo. Cleopatra.
I
I
never
will
know
send a
how
photo
many.
after. Now I must mirror the morph.
I
That is
never
true.
know how many of Cleo's screams make it through the stream.
I heard a little
But
bit of that.
okay, good. Sometimes just when I pick her up, she sounds like I'm
Aw.
murdering her. I promise I am not murdering her.
Turn off noise suppression. Let her cries be unfiltered.
I'm not doing that to the stream. I'm not
The girl
I'm not turning
deserves
off my
it.
noise.
The girl deserves to scream. Okay, we're gonna flood. Probably a 4-2. The server 1 card that's probably been here the whole time, actually. Oh, so we're gonna spin first. So we're probably gonna. This is probably an LTD, and we're going to spin back a card before we bottom a card. I imagine.
Yes.
Yep. How do we still have a click left? Oh, we use Mirror Morph to get a click.
Yeah, Mirror Morph is cool like that.
Huh. So we petty cache, flood, install, and now we have a Mirror Morph click to do whatever we want. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the dangers with Mirror Morph is always like, well, what if you accidentally cheat? Because that's one of the few things that you can accidentally cheat. in JNet, because JNet does not track what Mirror Morph clicks you've used or Mirror Morph actions you've used. So it just gives you a click and it trusts you to be responsible with that click. You might accidentally do a click that you've already done, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm always a little bit worried about. And like as your opponent, right? Like as as an opponent to a Mirror Morph, you have to kind of just trust that the corp knows what they're doing, because it's like in the midst of things, it's really hard to track all of the corp's action.
Yeah, it's really easy for them to just say Mirror Morph click, and that's it.
Justin says, if you send me your cats on Discord, I would put them on stream. Maybe I should let the players know. Oh, you think the Jaina does restrict click? Okay, I didn't know. I did not know. What does it tell you? Like, "Bah, you've committed fraud.
I think it
Delete
just
your
grays
account."
out the action.
I see. Damn, Janet's so advanced. All right, so the runner's got a big think here because the corp is threatening to win, right?
Looks like
So
we're
we're gonna
transferring.
transfer first click. It is an ablative, which the
Ablative.
runner
Oh,
can get
that's
through.
big. But the install is big.
The install is big, but we can at least get through. Which means that we'll have money and potentially get a manual install and maybe win the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It might be pretty difficult for the runner to get into server 5. A spin doctor in server 1. Interesting.
Well, we know the
That
bottom
makes
card
sense.
is the
I
luxury
wonder if I
line.
would prefer like a synchrotron here,
Or a
because
bass.
we probably have another flood. Yeah, we have flood in R&D. Ooh, vapor frame. We trashed. Oh yeah, see, manual came down. So now we can even run R&D C2, right?
Yes. But
Um,
the
oh my
agenda
god,
is the third card.
there's cat on the stream.
There's cat on the stream?
They're floating by so carelessly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh. Is that Frassy? That's not Im's cat, right?
That's not.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so runner has a choice to make here. They can probably run server 5. They can. Although see, look, the echo now requires 2 counters.
Yeah.
Like It
Echo goaded?
scales. Echo scales. Echo's goaded.
Echo on the
And if
next
you let
bandit?
them res another harmonics, like it might outscale entirely out of Audrey's reach. There's potential here to maybe break the bloop and then let pulse fire. That seems like a hard call to make though, so but notably you can't break bloop. Um
Rising Tide for 4 credits, and we steal a
oh
Project
shoot,
Ingaton.
2 points. So the runner needs to win though. That's the problem. Oh, we used Rising Tide to break the echo. Now we have no money though. We trashing Hannah here. Get a click back and Valentina credit. I wonder if we're gonna run. I wonder if we're gonna praxis here. Oh my God, there's another little guy on
It's a hedgehog!
dog. Important. Her name is Willow. That the cat is Willow, or the hedgehog is Willow.
No one knows.
Everyone's Willow. Yeah, so oh, we got a devil charm, another devil charm. So we're gonna check server 5. It might be an agenda. But if it's an agenda, I would imagine that it is a um Melius, which might be really hard for the runner to take right now.
I mean, impossible. It's impossible for the runner
It
to
would be
take right
very
now.
impossible. And that might be it. Oh, Chi Chi. Wow.
Oh my
Dang,
goodness!
I can't believe the runner pulled it off.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Well played.
very
Yeah,
much so. That
she
was
played to
very
her.
close.
Alco can't always afford to ice up everything though, because they do need to respect Vic a little bit. They need to respect um HQ at the very least.
Yeah,
Uh,
transfers are very, very good
mm-hmm.
in Vic.
Yep.
Vic is also just Vic tends to have quite a bit more card draw than your average criminal, and that tends to work out very well against
Yeah.
decks that are taxing you on your cards in hand.
Yes. Yes. I would say kind of sort of. I think people make the deck building mistake of because they think DreamNet, oh, DreamNet's gonna draw me cards. They cut Nuka, and then Nuka, notably a very good draw card that you cannot be cutting. Okay, let's be for real.
Yes, Nuka is one of the best crim cards ever printed.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it's been 3x in Crim for like
Friend of a friend,
three
click
sets now.
one. Okay.
Friend of a friend. See, um, there's a lot of debate going on about like what the hell tag to even run with Vic, right? The problem with Vic right now is none of the tag cards are very good for Vic. Besides Transfer, Transfer is literally the only good tag card.
Praxis is pretty good.
Praxis is not that good. Let me
Praxis
just
is
head that
pretty
off
good.
right now. Praxis is not that good. And here's why. Praxis is really good in Seb because not only do you get to install with your ID, you also get to install a really, really powerful resource from your bin, which is usually a crew, right? Crew is kind of like the reason why Praxis is so good in Seb. Vic doesn't play crew, right? So that's like one less really good. Like, yes, Vic can install daily cast, but daily cast has to be in the bin first, which
You
is
can
not always
also
possible.
install the Class Act, which is pretty good for 2 credits. Uh, and you can install it with Chesva credits. And you can get the Class Act into the bin by playing Sellout.
Yes, you can. Like, this is all good, but it's conditional, and you pay 2 influence for this. The like, if Praxis costs 0 influence, I would play 3x in Vic for sure. But it costs 2 influence. Criminal is hungry for influence. Not only are
Criminal
you
is
playing
hungry for
3x
influence.
3x Nuka already, you also need influence for like your Doombreak pieces, right?
Yeah.
You need breakers. You probably would be playing tungsten, or you might be playing like other stuff like I don't know. What the hell does Crim run now? I'm so rusty. Crim player, by the way. Paladin twinning, right? You need your win cons. So like they're not free influence. You're giving up a lot to play Praxis. And Praxis is not that much better than simply playing, like more money cards, right? Like Crim has a lot of those that they're not playing, right?
Well, looks like Mugen Love disagrees with the Praxis in the bin. Um,
Oh, we have a Praxis in the bin? Why did I get that?
yes, it got hit by the this is one of those
Bummer.
things that's valuable about paying attention to the game that we're casting, Leah.
Hey, sometimes color commentary is necessary.
Um, so there was an Anemone res bypassed with Vizyram and Entangler, but the Win
Mhm.
res trigger still happened, dealing 2 net damage, trashing Jailbreak and Praxis.
There's potential for the runner to die here.
There
Never
was the
mind.
definite chance for the runner to die there.
It's very unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah, with Sting gone, you're a lot more comfortable
Yeah,
running
you need
archives there.
exactly double
Double
Fuji.
Fuji, but it could happen.
It could happen. I'm not certain about the reason to run archives. I think it was 2 cards in the bin that you're just checking for. I wonder if maybe even just a click for credit might have been more valuable there.
Yeah, I do think that Jinteki can get away with a lot if you don't check archives, and you might just be checking archives to
Yeah, but it's 2
communicate
cards.
to Man in the Moon that you will check archives, so don't try anything
Hmm.
fishy
At what cost?
at the cost of 1 credit.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
In this matchup? Um, and also I do want to mention in front of a friend. So notably, what Vic kind of says is whenever you clear tag or once a turn, you you gain a credit in a card. So this kind of essentially makes just so we're running the FUT here, trashing it. Makes total sense. This anemone with the Fesarum, I should probably mention the Fesarum. Fesarum is a very interesting choice. For criminal, I haven't seen that in a while.
It's still a very powerful card.
It is a very good card. Um, so very interesting Vic deck we're seeing already. We're seeing Friends, we're seeing Praxis, which makes
What
sense
if
in a
this
Vic deck.
isn't
And then we're
yeah.
seeing Jailbreak, which also is not very standard for criminal usually. And we're seeing Fesarum, which is also not usually standard. So funnily enough, out of all of the uh, cards we see from the runners so far, only Class Act has been a normal card.
Yes, this is a very interesting list. I mean, Vic is a very interesting ID. I love seeing,
Mhm.
especially like this is a high cut table. Like Mugen Love's been
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
well this
yeah.
tournament.
Mhm. They've been winning a lot of their games. Um,
We got the 3 card Monty from Jinteki, classic play.
now we really, really, really want to see that DreamNet. But I assume that Mugen Love has not found it because it would have been installed already, probably. Oh, so I think what we're seeing here is we're saving the tag to be cleared the following turn so that we get class act draw. See, that's the kind of value that I like. Like
Yeah,
that's the kind of efficiency that we love.
It's only 4 credits and 3 remotes to check. What do you do here? I mean, if you have the cards to set up, you probably just don't run? You really need to get some econ going, or any board state other than just the class
Maybe we
act.
can praxis into installing a friend of a friend for a lot of money. If you think about using friend of a friend in Vic, so friend of a friend gains you 6 credits for 2 clicks. This is basically a lucky find, except you do take a tag, and the tag is not free to clear even if you're Vic.
Mhm.
Uh, which ends up generally friend of a friend in Vic, you're paying 1 influence for a card that is worse than a lucky find, a card that you probably wouldn't play in this meta.
Yes, if you have the girl that, gives you a credit when you clear a tag, then
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
are
I think the only thing
now playing
the only
Lucky
reason
Find.
it makes sense is if you play Valentina, then it starts to make sense a little bit. But then you're still only
Playing Lucky
playing Lucky
Find.
Find for 1 influence, which
You do
Lucky
get to
Find was like
break up
2 influence.
Yeah, Lucky Find was 2 influence. You get to break up
Very
the
different time.
clicks also, which is nice.
Hmm.
But you are right that it's
So we stole an agenda here. Balance archives. That was last click though, unfortunately. So that
it
means
was
we
last
can't
click.
punish it. And
Interesting bouncing the ice off archives instead of bouncing one of
yeah,
the
the remote
3
actually.
remotes.
Considering Man in the Moon can just reinstall the ice, and we didn't really get to praxis or anything.
Yeah, it's not like the ice is gonna do anything this turn where
Mm-hmm.
the cards in the remote server very well could.
Yeah. Runners on 2 credits. They are a little bit bottomed out here.
Mhm.
2 of their major economy is in the bin. So I wonder how they're gonna fish themselves out. But I mean, Criminal has a just a lot of money, right? Like
Yeah, it could always
credit.
just be boomerang transfer.
Yeah, boomerang transfer. If it's a Samak, I would cry. And you might just take 3
You
damage for
take
it.
3 damage for that,
But
yeah.
then they res like a moon pool on server, and then you really cry. I don't know. I don't feel good about that.
Yeah.
But like click for
But at
credit
least you
and
get to
then
take a
clean get
tag if
away
you
a
do that.
server. Like that's not too terrible.
Yeah.
Or in
Yeah,
the
if you
case if you want
clean
to guarantee a server 1 run, then you would have to click 2 credits. We're
Yep.
opting for clicking for 3 credits. Oh, we see borrowed goods in the
Borrowed
bin.
goods,
So
interesting.
this deck
So
must be
we
on a lot of programs.
yes. Sometimes Vic will just play a borrowed goods so they can play 3 Shezvas.
Yeah, that's a good use of tag. If you can get borrowed goods down for free, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Then you're starting to justify your friend of a friend, right? And your
yeah.
praxis and just having tags. Um, I think the problem with Rig right now is there's not quite enough effects that does that. Like there's Valentina, there's amanuensis, there's um borrowed goods. There's not a lot of other tag matter cards, or there's not a lot of tag payoff cards. Oh, we're gonna see a
Looks like a
Regenesis push.
Regenesis. Oh my
Ooh,
goodness. And that
that was just
Regenesis was just
naked on the
on the table.
table. Yeah. Man in the
And
Moon knows how to read his opponent. He
yeah,
knows. He knows the deal.
and just zero respect for Vic's
Yeah.
previous running archives. Just nah, you're not gonna do it. I've
See,
got a spin doctor
a
if you
good player
do.
like Man in the Moon would never flinch.
Never flinch, never
You can't
flinch.
mind game him. He
He
lives on
has
the
no
moon.
mind to game.
I think he has plenty of mind. And notably, scoring it out with a click left so that we cover. Oh yeah, we cover. Oh my gosh.
Zyram Transfer. If
It's
this is a
it's gotta
barrier,
be. It's going to be some muck, and you're gonna be so sad.
if it's
Oh,
a
actually,
Samak, you
well,
take
some
3.
muck you bounce. You have to bounce, right?
You take 3.
No, you bounce.
Oh, you're right, because
Corpse on
it
zero,
costs 3
yeah.
credits to res.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Emmanuel is also a very good tag
Okay,
enabler
looks like it's an
or tag
anemone.
payoff.
Oh, anemone
Honestly,
is also really rough here.
yeah, it yeah. Runner's just gonna have to jack out here,
Yeah, you don't access 1
and the Corp
card.
is gaining 2 counters from that, which is major. But they are bottomed out.
They
But I
are
do
out of
know we
money.
do know that Man the Moon is playing predictive planogram,
Oh, planogram is very
so
nice when you've
he
got
could
down to
easily draw it
0.
here. Yeah. Which, funnily
No.
enough, would have been really good on the turns that Mugen Love was floating tags. Unfortunately,
Yes.
we did not draw it, but we might draw it now, which would be a good time to draw
Now is usually the best time to draw
it.
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 Um,
So installing on the enemy that causes 1 to
there's
break.
also a Mitra Aman in archives, so Mitra Aman is another way
Ooh.
to potentially bounce back, a
Yeah.
way to wash your used anemone that has a Vizirum Entangler
Yeah.
into a useful ice.
I wonder if you
Um,
ever. Oh, that's definitely a
yeah,
Mitra.
that's a Mitra.
100%.
Yeah, that's probably Mitra cohort,
Hmm.
which is
That's a
going
very,
to get
very good play. Yeah.
Man in the Moon right back into the game.
Mm-hmm. If you're Man in the Moon, would you ever purge it? There is 2 Facerum. It's kind of tempting, but if you have Mitra, probably not, right? Because you just get
Yeah,
to quote free purge this anemone.
yeah, and like resetting your enemies is what you want to do anyway. Like swapping an enemy with an ice
Yeah.
from your hand and getting to
Mm-hmm.
reinstall
Mm-hmm.
an enemy
Yeah,
is
super awesome.
lovely. Yeah.
Good use of an enemies.
It's really just that Visirum's not doing that much here. Like Vizirum is turning do 1 net damage into pay 1 credit or take 1 net damage, which and apparently Vizirum trash to install Kurapira?
Oh, I wonder
Huh?
why. Maybe the runner has Simulchip?
Apraxis, Apraxis!
We're gonna
Apraxis to
Praxis?
reinstall the Vizirum because
If
we're
we
at
are on
threat.
threat, that makes sense. See, this is a good use of Praxis. I always say if you ever get to install 2 things with Praxis, it's a good card.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought Praxis wasn't very good, Dick.
okay, but we're on threat, okay? We spent 2 influence on this guy. I don't know.
On this guy? How dare you
Girl.
misgender Seb's wife?
What if I'm Is that really Sep's wife?
Yes!
I didn't
That's
know that.
Edu!
That's Ear?
Yeah.
Oh. What if I'm talking about the other guy in Praxis?
That's Seb's wife's boyfriend.
Fuck yeah.
No, that's and Manuel is Edu's husband's boyfriend.
Oh shit. The whole queue is here. So we res the Blower here. That means we're triggering Alco, baby.
Okay, it's a Bladderwort, not a cohort, which is
Not as good,
worse
but
for Vic
still kind of
and
good.
worse for Man in the Moon.
It's still pretty dang good. It triggers Alco, which is super important. And like he gets to draw. He gets to draw cards. But it seems like he's
uh,
making a really tough decision here by the way that he's tanking. I imagine his turn is just gonna be credit, 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 or credit, credit, install.
Zinchling, as
Um,
we all know, Hannah is the dog, so that's inappropriate to suggest.
okay, I know a lot of dogs in a lot of queues.
True, me too, me too, but a literal dog.
Well, some kind of dog, anyways.
A dog. There are different types of dogs. A cis
Oh my
species
god.
dog.
A cis species dog. An honest to God dog.
I'm not implying that they're any less of a dog, but there is a difference between one type of. I think we need to respect dogs' species-based rights, is what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Um,
Uh, I see.
yes.
The coolest dog. I see. What about friend of a friend?
I
Are
mean,
they
friend of a
really
friend
just
is in
a
the name.
friend?
Friend is in the name.
They're really just a friend.
I mean, like, friend of a friend is sort of like metamor. Right?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So Runner are pretty dang rich right now and can kind of access a lot of stuff. With Kuripura and Fisarum on board, R&D is pretty guaranteed accessible. The only problem with Vig right now is that we do not have cards in our hand, and we can potentially lose. Thankfully, not yet.
Yeah.
So click one, click the friend of friend to get attack, so you can clear it and draw with class act, which is super cool. I think at minimum we need to deal with. Ooh, it's really hard to deal with this bladder
I
wart.
know
It's gonna
that
tick
Bladderwort.
away.
Yeah, that Bladderwort is going to
Yeah,
murder you, but also when you run the
yeah.
Bladderwort, that anemone becomes the worst possible ice
Mm-hmm.
that costs 4 credits to run. Which is,
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
it prob
challenge it. We might just die here to anemone.
yeah, if there's another anemone either
Yeah.
in the bin or in the hand. Oh
Oh, we
no!
don't we don't
No
know.
Mitra,
So
it's
it
not
must not
Mitra.
be. It must not be Mitra because if it was
It's
Mitra, Daniela, what
Daniela.
a good bluff!
What a good bluff,
What a
yes.
great bluff by Man the Moon.
Do
But
you
man,
trash
like
Daniela here while she's unrest?
a third
No,
anemone would have
apparently
just
not.
killed the runner. Oh, I'm scared of
Yeah.
this. I'm scared of this. This dies to agenda. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was an agenda. Vic is dead.
um, uh, Man in the Moon is known to table agendas, okay?
Yes, this just
He's done
happened.
it.
He did.
It
That's
just
how this
happened.
Regenesis got in the score area.
Oh.
But I mean, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to be a top level net runner.
Yeah,
You
you just
need no fear in your heart.
no fear.
Ah,
All bluster, no fear, no fear.
the flavor text on
Mugen
Regenesis.
Love is reading Man the Moon's mind right now.
It's true. It's
This
true.
proves that he does have a mind, by the way. Just
Yes.
setting the record straight.
Well, Mugen Love possesses the Millennium Eye, and Man in the Moon possesses the Millennium Puzzle. And so Man in the Moon needs to switch back and forth between himself and his alter, Yami, the the 4,000-year-old pharaoh, where that way neither of him or his alter know what they're doing,
Alter.
and they just trust the other one so implicitly that when Mugen Love reads Man in the Moon's mind, he doesn't know that he's actually reading
We're running
Yami's
R&D.
mind.
Hold on. We could still die here.
We could very much die here.
A single agenda will kill Mugen Love. Because Fut does 3 damage, you guys.
It is a little bit difficult to understand sometimes that Fut
I'm
does
not
1
really
more damage
sure.
than the number written on Fut.
I'm not really sure what this run accomplishes because like if touching agenda kills you, what do you want to touch here? Do
Yeah,
you want to touch an asset? But do you even want to trash the asset, you know?
um
I'm not certain.
And then
And
playing a
I
card,
think Man of the Moon is going to kill Mugen Love next turn. FUD
I
is
think
going to kill.
Mugen Love is just dead, right?
It has to be. Like, a single hybrid will kill Mugen Love.
Well, you see, it's that Yami thought that wasn't an agenda, right? And but it's Man in the Moon who knows it's an agenda.
My
They're
question is,
using Mugen Love's Millennium Eye against them.
okay, Anemone still kills, but
Okay,
it's
we're
probably not
finally
Anemone.
running the FUT.
Um,
The Twink is finally going to
yes.
die, unless this
Okay,
is
this makes perfect sense.
any ice that isn't a
We need to do
barrier.
this. We need to do this for sure. My question is, the first time. Oh, there
Oh,
it
and
is.
that is the
The
game.
third anemone. Nobody expects a third anemone.
Woof.
Oof. Okay. I mean, eventually Mugen Love gets punished, right? Like,
Yeah, Mugen Love was
eventually
making
it
some
has to
very
happen.
risky plays.
False alarm. I'm stupid. And we're off to a running start.
We are Alco doing the old Rashida play, but without Rashida. Rest in peace.
Arsenal looking like a pretty good start. We have Cole Nuka into creative, just like the perfect start. I
Hmm.
mean, Cole could have been like a sure gamble and that would have been better, but you know, we don't talk about that. It's fine.
Speaking of Cole, here is Cultivate.
Cole to
what do you think about Cultivate? I was pretty
I
low on
like
it,
it. I
but
like the
it's been
card.
seeing a lot of play.
I really like Cultivate in New Vang specifically. I don't know how I
Okay,
feel about it in
interesting.
Cultivate. It doesn't trigger Alco, but that's fine. It does kind of like, I mean, it digs. It digs.
It's
Can't really
card
hate it.
draw.
Yeah. Can't really hate it. And you can use it to hide agendas and then draw them later with Alco, which is kind of cool.
Arasana got the pinhole, installing a
Ooh, and we're installing a
stowaway,
stow on server 1 with this pinhole run, so very valuable.
and a
Oof, it's
hostile
a hostile.
architecture.
Ouch. Um, reasonable to decline here, honestly, and just maybe think about a trash out turn next turn.
Well, it
Because
is.
we've already used up our Asana trigger this turn. We might not be able to get into server 1. Because we were gonna trash and pay 2 damage. I wonder if we're gonna run server 1 here. I think that's totally reasonable.
I think so too. The corp is down to 4 credits.
Yeah, and like if it's like a porous ice or something, like if it's anemone, Arasana can just take some damage and like get in, can gain 2 credits, and then trash the hostile for a pretty good price.
Yeah,
Honestly, still's a dang good card. I love that card. I'm
install
gonna Hannah
Hannah.
here.
Ooh,
Ooh, I'm a
Hannah
little
run
worried about
it.
this Hannah. We might get end the run here.
I
But I mean,
guess
if it's
worst
a
case you
Samak,
can
then oh, Diviner might end the run.
diviner. Okay, well, we'll see.
We'll see if Diviner's a good
Oops, so
card, y'all.
fun.
I love Diviner.
Turns
Diviner's a
out
good
diviner's a
card.
good
I
card.
told you guys. I told you guys. You guys
For
didn't
all
believe.
those who doubted diviner. And you get a
Diviner
creative commission to bounce
goaded.
back up.
1 Alco counter. 1 end the run. Boom.
For 2 credits, that's pretty darn good.
That's pretty dang good. I mean, honestly, if the Arasana loses here, I can point to exactly the point where they
Yeah,
like the tide got turned, right? Like
the
if
literal
Arasana was
exact
able to
moment
make the
where she
successful
lost.
run there, that's a huge game changer, right? Like that's not only is it like you get to trash the hostile and not have to take 2 damage for a later turn, you also get a stowaway credit. That's so good.
Ooh, Knick-Knack selling
Oh,
the
so we are a
Coalescence,
knick-knack
so
deck.
Coalescence is now better than Sure Gamble.
Yeah, but you installed a knick-knack. I don't know what you mean. Knick-knack's not free to play, you guys.
Well, I
Oh, so
mean,
we see measured, so we're on a measured. I wonder if this is similar to. This has to be similar to the Band of the Moon version, right? I think are they on the same team?
see,
I don't think
measured,
so.
not getting trashed. And UAV getting put
UA
down
series is super
Bladderwort is
awesome.
annoying.
Oof. Yeah, Bladderwort is like Shaper's worst nightmare. It's really
Yeah,
hard for Shaper to contest Bladderwort, and like and Bladderwort just ticks while like the the Shaper can tries to draw cards however they want, but they're gonna get ticked down by Bladderwort. It's a tough.
and a
Ooh,
blood
and
in
we
the
get a blood in the
water.
water. Oh
Nice.
my. Cool. So this has to be like a Mitra or something, right? Because this seemingly very much like Man in Moon's list that we've been seeing.
Yeah, could well be a Mitra. Could be Daniela setting
Mm.
up for later, but
I want to
probably
note
Mitra.
that if Silver 2 is a Mitra, then Flower cannot do damage. So maybe that's okay.
Yeah, it could be a Daniela. Oh, it's a
Is it
Makota.
Lakota? Never mind. We're doing damage. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Makota is strong. It's just that slots are impossible.
Yeah.
Um, but it gives you the 2 credits. It helps you keep your credits down while still having money to res ice. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
install
but
ice archives.
I think
Fascinating.
archives, there might be a Genesis push going on. Shaper is quite click tax in the early game because they spend a lot of time trying to install cards.
Arisana does help with that a little bit,
It
but
does, she does, but you have UAV, and UAV is like making your install uninstalls, right? So
yes,
it
UAV
doesn't really
does.
help that very much. And like these installs you're making are like installs you're doing from like a pretty blank run. Like running HQ is not that good. Let's
This is
be
true.
real honest.
But running server 5 or server 6, just
Yeah,
checking,
that might be
seeing what it is.
powerful.
Obviously, if it's an asset, you don't really want to trash it.
Yeah, but you might anyways, and then just pivot to hostile. I think we're probably planning on that either way.
Yeah, just how are we breaking the diviner?
We're not trashing Moonpool, I'll tell you what. This might be a cohort. Yep.
Cohort.
There are quite a few ways for Arisana to trash cohort. Fisarum being one of them.
Mm-hmm. Lost a deep dive.
We're paying 2 for that. I'm not sure I would. I mean, I guess I think I would save it for a turn where I can trash both cohort and hostile.
It
Or
is
maybe put
so
it this way.
backbreaking
Maybe
leaving cohort out.
I wouldn't have even ran the server if I wasn't planning on going for the hostile trash afterwards. We're getting a hybrid score here, unfortunately, or we will get an install with hybrid. Although we're not getting any of the other values, such as power set B and we're not getting FUT value either. So a somewhat low tempo hybrid score, but it's still points are points.
It gets points. It also gets the credits
Um,
down,
Chess
which
pointing
is
out, yeah,
relevant.
there's 2 sandwiches out already.
Using
That is
Knickknack to sell Stowaway. Fascinating.
just to draw a card. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like this UAV credits racking up, and notably, it's not real credits till you spend them, right?
And then Res
So
Tatubola.
that's actually fine for the runner, because
Means there's no
like
money left to defend
there's no
Bladderwort,
money.
but that is so much damage to trash it and so many
Yeah.
credits.
Well, Kabloosh could run Makota and then run Bladderwort. It is very pricey though. You're right.
It's 5
Like
credits.
imagine if you have Stowe here. You could run Server 2 twice. That would be
Right.
so good. Oh no. We're running
Run
HQ.
HQ,
What's our game
presumably an
plan?
ARI install. Probably just running for an ARI install.
Right.
No,
Except we
accesses
didn't.
cultivate and
Like
draws.
I'm not sure. Like Alco is really pressuring your clicks right here. You can't just be making empty runs on HQ like this,
Mm.
right? Like you're spending click that you could be spending to install card, like spending money from UAV Or like if you can spend a click to install environmental testing right here, it would be game changing.
Yeah.
You really need environmental testing in order to spend all of these UAV credits. That's just like sitting there. So another triple install with Alco. I think both of these players know each other. I think they're from the same meta, which is worth noting. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, get the soul read on on which server is the
Yeah,
agenda.
they might know each other and each other's habit. I do. I guess I forgot that Makota could have been used to res whatever ice is on server 2, so it wasn't. It probably wasn't entirely undefended.
What do you mean by what is this platform, Japaman? Talking to a chatter. Do you mean
Yeah.
Jinteki.net, the website that we're playing Netrunner on? Because that's Jinteki.net.
So we're installing DZMZ to immediately sell it with Knickknack in order to launder the urban the UAV credits, which is kind of cool. And we're also doing that again with Coalescence to launder the UAV credits again just by using Arsana install, which I do like. Although sadly, that means that we're not going to be getting Knickknack trigger afterwards. So that is a little
Mhm.
unfortunate. Uh the Corp is now back in the money with cohort rest here. Oh, never mind. We didn't get money with that. We scored Regenesis. Nice.
And that's game. And
Right,
that's
right,
game.
of course. See, we didn't have enough of a soul read to know that this is Genesis push.
Yeah. So true. So true. Daijin is always extremely spicy in his brews. So
Yeah.
I would not put Magic Man or something
I
more
can see
degenerate
it.
past him.
Although we do have
Uh,
Anacam. Usually that deck plays Pentagraph.
yes, Panty, you do play Pantograph in order to get the reinstalls of your Pishisao on
Mm-hmm.
your R&D multi-access runs.
Very funny
Similarly,
combo.
Revolver and Propeller more signal deep dive than
Mm-hmm.
trying to run R&D as many times as possible in
Yep.
the same turn.
Also, unfortunately, we see Fencer in the bin. So we're on companions here. I wonder if that means we're also on twinning.
That's very possible. Um, could just be that, yeah, including Fencer, yeah.
I wonder if Fencer
Twinning,
got itself trashed.
I mean, there wasn't anything to...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also could have just been overdraw.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Not much to do here. I expect server 1 ice to be logjam. Usually that's the deal. If
Yeah,
so,
so
then
the
just
runner,
logjam.
yeah,
Sorry.
Daijin, I'm just thinking Daijin is very much in the I'm just not going to do anything until you present a threat mode of
Yep,
Shaper.
that's a great way to play Shaper, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Now, logjam if res has 3 different types of cards in the bin. We have asset, operation, and ice. So if this is a logjam, it would be 9 strength,
so that's
which makes
much
sense.
much
Makes sense.
bigger than Propeller can get to,
Yes,
but luckily we have Palangi.
we have Palangi and we have guns, or
Palangi
even
and
Unity.
guns. Or Unity.
Unity actually is great here. Yeah,
Unity is very good
because
at
one plus
boosting to
three. Oh
absurd
my
numbers of
goodness. Yeah.
strength. Yes.
Dang. Dang, Palangi is such a good card. Did you guys know
Palangi
that
is
Palangi is a
very
good
strong.
card?
Yeah. What if ice just had what if the ice was whatever you wanted it to be?
Yeah. Like, I wonder if Nax's supposed to purge his Palangi next turn because it's so annoying. But then they can just silent chip it back, so it's may not even be that bad for
Yeah,
the runner.
you
Yeah,
could
this
even
dog jam only cost the runner 2 counters. It's nothing at all.
yeah. And then this bigger log jam is the
Mm-hmm.
Palangi target.
Yep. Just gets Unitied over. Yeah, this makes perfect sense to me. And The corp's down to 11 credits. They're not very rich at all. We
Yeah.
haven't been playing, or I guess we spun back 2 cards, but in total, there's only been like 10-ish cards in the bin, hits the bin
It was
so
just
far.
an anthill.
So sounds to me like a very poor Nuvang game. I usually expect Nuvang to have much more money and much more cards in the bin at this point of the game.
This is a bold decision from Lat. Lat deciding you are not scoring agendas this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I
I
mean Nuvang is usually on seamless, right? So you can't really never advance is always a threat.
yeah, and also on Myoshu.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like that's what Malapert is there for, is for
Yeah.
Myoshu. And it is just I mean it's a reasonable line, but it is rather bold when you have 26 credits to
Mhm.
say,
Mhm.
I am not afraid of this Malapert data grid, data vaults.
So something fun to point out, would you ever tree line the second log jam and advance it 3 more times? Or maybe just double tree line it?
I
Just to get it to
mean,
9 strength again so propeller can't touch it?
the yeah, that would
That'd be
getting
very
both
funny.
to high strength would require some finesse, but there's a decent chance that
Yeah,
Lat
it
is
certainly matters
on
here.
there's a decent chance that this sort of Doomrig Lat list is playing a single copy of Rising Tide.
That is still so expensive.
That is true. That is
You
true.
can't break with propeller, so you probably have to break with Rising Tide. So Rising Tide would cost you if Rising Tide starts at 4 strength, would be 5 to boost, 3 to break. So 8 in total. That's not bad. Never mind. That's not bad. That's fine. That has that money.
Overclocking
We're
R&D.
overclocking. So I wonder if this is the deep dive turn. It kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, overclock definitely smells like deep dive. Well, it smells like
Yeah.
baiting out one of
Mm-hmm.
the event horizons.
Yeah, and one thing to note too,
Mesty Nichevsky.
Misty Djeski. One thing to note here is the other way for Lat to win is yes, Lat has deep dive, but Lat usually also plays cupulation, right? And cupulation is when the corp is so locked that they can't score anything for a long time. Usually that means that agendas are going to be pulled in the hand.
That's
And
true.
so cupulation might just like straight up win the game in one shot. So this code or this code game, this logjam will be broken by Unity thanks to Palangi for
Yeah, it's a
fairly
code game.
cheap. It is a code game. So we might see a dive here. This looks like a dive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No
definitely
Farovka.
definitely a deep dive.
If the genera's not in HQ, it might be in archives. Or sorry, it might
So
be in
Hana's
R&D.
probably popping.
Yeah. But to be fair, we still have a lot of cards left in R&D. I don't really think R&D would be that dense. We might see about I think we're likely to see about two two-ish agendas, which might be four. Okay, well, we see 5 points right off the top.
Oh, there we go.
So now the runner only needs to take one more point to win.
Yep. I mean, if only you could have an if only you could use your extra click on deep dive too.
Hmm. I mean, the runner's out of clicks here, right?
Yeah, I guess the only other option for Lat is potentially
I
deciding that they
think,
don't want to steal
yeah,
above the law and playing a
yeah,
second deep dive to try and get the second Basalt's Fire. But that
yeah.
seems
I
absurdly
think
greedy.
that's super greedy, yeah, and it's not necessary.
No, Daijin is so far ahead in this game now.
Yeah, diving is so far ahead. Like, if anything, a second dive could be used on another turn to win, right? They don't
Yeah,
doesn't
like
have to
literally
be,
this turn.
yeah, like just the following turn, even when the corps don't have money to rest ice.
Yeah.
But like, oh, and look, we're doing it. We're doing it. Telling you, it's funny.
Yeah. That log sure be jammin'.
Now, okay, there is a way for the corp to win still, is if they're able to bait out enough runs on server 1. But of course, eventually the corp's going to have to draw agendas, right? That can't be helped.
Oh,
I
what is that on
think that
R&D?
Diogenes just needs to sit tight, and there's nothing that the corp can do.
I don't disagree with that.
Like, put yourself in the corp's shoe. Are you ever pushing agendas into server 1 where a single run will win the runner the game? That's so hard, right?
It's
That
a
means
really
that
rough spot.
you have to think about trying to bait the runner. But
Yeah.
how many times can you bait the runner until the cards, the agenda start to pool in your hand, right? And that's when the runner can simply do a accumulation run and win the
hmm
game. So it's been pointed out that R&D is, in fact, probably a flagship,
Yes.
which makes perfect sense here. It's to stop the second dive. Server R&D looks pretty expensive.
But we're
Second
installing
Hannah?
Hana.
Second Hannah. We don't usually see second Hannah in these kinds of decks.
Yes. We really want to get the second deep dive off, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we're setting up for it, not trying to do it this turn.
Yeah. So now, like, the runner is out of liquid cash. I think for the rest of this game, they're going to be clicking for credits. But the
They
corp's
still
not
have the
moving too
telework.
fast either, so they do still have the telework. But the corp is not moving very fast either, so
Yeah, and we're also pretty close to Lat no longer having an ID ability.
yeah, it's
Uh,
okay.
Not tragically, Lat not playing Cyber Trooper Talut and DreamNet. But not all of our dreams can come true.
Yeah. Corp is now also clicking for crits because they are bottomed out. Playing Pivot. Now we're on threat 3, so Pivot gets to install a card. We're going to play KPI? Or
Pivot for KPI.
we're going to search for KPI and install a card and gain 2
Yeah.
credits of New Bang.
Okay.
Okay, I mean that's sets up for next turn.
Yeah, you have exactly enough credits to res flagship.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, if I was a runner here, I literally would just do nothing. What's the corp gonna do? Score out everyone? That makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
So I think like the runner
Looks like
is in 0 threat
Daijin
to make runs.
instead has decided that they want the game to end sooner than later.
Yeah, and this propeller can break the logjam for 3 credits, which is awesome.
Yes.
So that makes sense why he would choose to run now.
Yeah, and just
Um,
assuming that this is going to be the flagship and just getting rid of it. Yep.
Flagship, yep, there it is. I wonder if these kinds of decks are on Baker.
Bah!
Oh, okay, well, just one off the top.
Well, the
Sick. See,
classic deep dive
we
problem.
never think about the one off the top, do we?
Yeah, what if all of us talking about the inevitability of whatever, just run R&D and get a
Just run
single.
R&D and see a single.